Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our North Texas and Southern Oklahoma live virtual job fair presented by Texoma Medical Center. We're excited to do this event for you, but Mad Rock and Katy Country and KLAK, we're all teaming together with our friends there at Texoma Medical Center and several other local businesses and organizations who are currently hiring right now. They have positions open right now, so if you need a job, you've been considering getting a new job, this is the right place to be because we have a lot of different jobs available in several different industries to talk to you about over the next few hours, including not only Texoma Medical Center, but Spectrum Brands, Temps of McKinney, Royal Case Company, Tyson Foods, RPM Staffing Professionals in Collin County, Texas as well, hiring down there for some government work as well. So we've got a lot of people to talk to today. And so what we want you to do is to understand how all this works. So that's why I'm on here first. In a little while, we're going to talk to our friends at Texoma Medical Center. But what you can do while we're talking with these different companies and businesses and organizations, you can go to any of our three websites, madrock1025.com. You can go to 975klak.com, or you can go to 931kmkt.com. You can click on this link here where it talks about the North Texas and Southern Oklahoma live virtual job fair that's happening today. And then you can actually scroll down in this page, and what you can do is you can follow along as we talk about the different jobs. Each of our participating companies, we have a link down here on the website, and so you can click on their names here, Texoma Medical Center or any of the participating businesses, and click on those links, and it'll take you to a special page that has the information just for that company, so you can kind of follow along while we're interviewing them. So that's sort of how this works. We're also going to take you during the interviews through the process of the application for this particular company. For instance, for Texoma Medical Center, we're going to show you on screen on their career site here, where do you go? How do you find jobs? Where do you go when you're ready to apply? But we're going to do that for each of our participating businesses today during our live stream. So first up, we're going to go ahead and get everything started. I'm going to bring up here Zach Grantham from Katy Country. He is going to be interviewing our very first participant. You think you're ready for this, Zach?
I think I'm ready. Dave, are you ready for this?
I don't think so. So I think I'm going to take myself off here, and then you can talk all about Texoma Medical Center. All right?
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you so much, Big Dave. And let's go ahead and bring them in, our title sponsor for our totally online virtual job fair for this year. We have Wendy with Texoma Medical Center. Wendy, how are you this morning?
I'm great, Zach. How are you today?
I am absolutely fantastic. And Wendy, we wanted to start off here. I know you have some jobs that you wanted to talk about with Texoma Medical Center, but kind of give us an overview about TMC. I know it's been in the area for a long time, and it just continues to see there's just a whole bunch of growth right there at 691 and Highway 75.
Yes, there is. So we are a 414-bed regional medical center. So we have hospitals over in Bonham. We have a 25-bed critical access facility. We have just added a second tower here on our main campus. In the last couple of years, we've doubled the size of our emergency services. We've added a CVICU. We've added a NICU. Currently, we have some construction going on. We're adding some additional food services spaces, and we have an outpatient surgical center with physician offices being built on campus right now. So lots of construction. We added a freestanding ED in Sherman, and then we just opened another in Anna. We have doctor's offices around the region over in Whitesboro, and then we have up in Durant as well. So just really a regional center for caring for our community.
So I didn't realize the Durant area there too. So you pretty much got both sides of the Red River covered, Grayson County and Burke County.
Yes, sir.
That's fantastic. All right, Wendy. So what is your job title over at TMC?
So I'm the nurse recruitment coordinator. I handle all nurse hiring.
Awesome. That sounds really, really important.
Well, yeah, they're a pretty intricate part of the mix here.
All right. Well, let's talk about that because you're actually looking for some nurses. And so tell us a little bit about what you're looking for in some of the nursing jobs over at TMC currently.
Well, I think really, just to start, I think what we're looking for is nurses that have a big heart and a lot of compassion. So we kind of go beyond medicine to touch the hearts of our patients, a lot of the folks that work here also live in this community, and it's important to them, I think, that we care well for our patients. We want, people to be able to stay close to their loved ones and their family. We know that's important for health and healing. And so we offer innovative services and try to go beyond your expectations, so that we're your referral of choice for care in this area. We're really servicing areas from Marshall and Bryan County in Oklahoma to Fannin and Grayson County here in Texas. And our nurses are really coming from those areas as well. We really hire nurses in about a 60-mile radius of our facility. And we have all different jobs. So one of the great things about nursing is there's so many options. You can work day shift, night shift, weekends. You have 12-hour shifts. We have 8-hour shifts. You can go into leadership and management. You can go into administration. You can go into the education track. If you want to be a leader on a patient care unit, we have clinical supervisors, and we have opportunities in all of those areas I just mentioned. You can specialize. So if you want to work in critical care services, we have CVICU opportunities, ICU, critical care step down. We have the emergency department has opportunities available. We also have, if you're, somebody that likes to work in programs, so, you want to have a specific disease process that you're dealing with, we have program coordinators. I believe we have a sepsis program coordinator position available right now. And then all of the bedside areas. We have 5 med-surg units. We have, they all kind of specialize, and they'll take, a diverse amount of other patients as well, but they specialize. We have an orthosurgical trauma unit. We do bariatric surgeries here, so we have a bariatric program coordinator. We also have a cardiac telemetry stroke and an oncology palliative hospice unit. We also have 2 med-surg units. One of those is dealing with COVID patients, so they have a designated COVID pod, and then the other one is a GIGU kind of renal concentration. We also have opportunities in cath lab. We have women's services. We have 2 facilities offsite. We have our behavioral health center, which is in Sherman, and we have opportunities there. We also have outpatient services for rehabilitation, and we have an inpatient rehab unit, the Reba Rehab Unit, and it's got opportunities, and it's located here in Denison. So really, if you're looking for a job, give us a call. That's all I have to say. There's opportunities left and right. We have a great compensation package. We help with relocation, and we help with education assistance. We also have good benefits. We have United Healthcare benefits. We have dental and vision. We have a good prescription plan. We have stock options and 401k matching. So just, I think just a great facility to work for. I can't say enough about our leadership team. They listen, they care about their staff, and I don't know, it's a great facility.
Yeah, for sure. And every time we've worked with Texoma Medical Center, the folks over there are just absolutely fantastic. By the way, just want to remind all of our listeners that are watching this right now on our websites, Facebook page, or YouTube channels, that if you have a question for Wendy with Texoma Medical Center, you can post that into the comments, and we'll be sure to look at those and to see if we can get Wendy to answer them for you as we're talking to her right now. Texoma Medical Center, of course, our title sponsor for our virtual job fair. Now, Wendy, I need to ask you, because I have some friends of mine that live over in Gainesville, and they had a baby that had to be put in the NICU. And so she ended up, the mom, actually, after the baby was totally fine, and now I think the baby's like 8 years old now, she decided she wanted to go to school to be an NICU nurse because it was something that was near and dear to her heart. Do you see that a lot with folks going, you know what, I want to do that because that particular nursing program helped us out earlier in our life?
That's exactly right. A lot of nurses, they see the compassion and the care that was given to their loved one, and they want that. They want to do that for somebody else. And that really is what drives nursing. It's not for the money. It's not for the glory. You have to love patients, and it shows. You have to have a passion for helping people and wanting people to get better. We have, especially a lot of oncology nurses, have had patients, or I've had family members that have had cancer, and they got into nursing from that track.
All right, so Wendy, let's talk about the website here. Of course, the Texoma Medical Center website you see on the screen right now. If you can, I don't know if you're able to see that, but kind of walk us through what folks need to do to apply for one of these nursing positions that we have been discussing.
So you can find us at texomamedicalcenter.net, which you have pulled up here, and then you'll want to go to the careers tab. When you go to the careers tab, it'll take you to where you see that it says click to view all the openings. So you can go ahead and go to that. And then over on the left where it says search, you can type in a keyword. So there's a lot of different ways that you can type in. So if you just want a general RN, you can type in registered nurse, or you can just type in RN. And it's on that top line there to the left. Yeah, there you go. Just type in RN there. And then just go ahead and click on the RN. And then as you scroll down, you'll see it'll just have a list of all of the RN jobs. And so say you want to apply for that CACU position. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see where it says apply now. You'll click that. And we are a part of UHS. So you'll put in your email address if you're not a current employee. You'll use your email address and then say next. And it'll ask you for a password, and you'll put in your password, and then it's going to ask you for just about really 2 or 3 minutes worth of information just to build a profile, and then it's going to ask you to upload a resume. And the resume can be very simple. There's lots of templates that you can just put something together in, so pretty easy process. And then once that profile is created, it's always in there. So then the next time you want to go in and apply, you'll just re-upload that resume to the new position that you click apply now to. Now, when you just made me think too, we also hire graduate nurses. So we do a lot of recruitment from the local colleges that surround us. And then we hire graduates about 4 times a year. And we actually have a job fair coming up on the 17th. So we currently have a graduate nurse posting for anybody out there that might be getting their degree here in December.
That's fantastic. All right, Wendy, another question here, and I know it kind of varies when we talk about the different jobs, but if you have somebody that applies, what's usually the process afterwards? I know kind of every company does it differently, but say, for instance, when somebody is, they're applying for the RN to be down at the ER at Anna, I mean, is it just kind of like a couple of weeks and maybe they receive a phone call, a couple of interview process? How does it work after that?
It's different, a little bit different process for each director, but for the most part, what happens is that the application will be seen by the recruiter who, if you meet the qualifications, will forward it to the director, who will reach out to the candidate, do a phone screening. If it feels that they meet the qualifications for the job, we'll have them take a pre-employment screening assessment. You do have to take that and pass that in order to work for UHS facilities. And then once they pass that, they'll get a call from the recruiter and let them know that they've passed that stage of the onboarding process, and hopefully have a job offer and talk about compensation and so forth, and orientations. We do a couple orientations a month, every couple of weeks. I would say, probably look at 3 to 4 weeks of a process, because background checks and references, and by the time all that stuff comes back, and then we, figure out which orientation date's going to work. And most people have to give a 2-week notice anyway, so that's usually pretty doable.
Okay. Once again, this is Wendy with Texoma Medical Center. If you do have a question for Wendy or for any of our businesses and organizations that are joining us today on our virtual job fair, feel free to post that in the comments, and we'll have them answer it for you. Now, Wendy, I know you talked a little bit about the perks and benefits. Why don't you go over that again and kind of tell us a little bit about those regarding the nursing program?
Okay, sure. So we have medical, dental, and vision. Okay, so all three of those. We have a 401k with company match, and we have stock options. We have relocation bonuses. We do education assistance. And so if you are thinking that you might want to go on to school, if you're going to school for a position that we're hiring for, typically you're here for a year before you qualify for that. But if you're working here and you decide that you want to be a nurse, we're not going to make you wait that year. We'll just go ahead and let you start nursing school. And we pay up to $52.50, which is the federally mandated maximum. Excuse me. And so we have a lot of nurses that utilize that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So let's, do you have any like flyers or brochures or any other relevant information regarding the nursing department over there at Texoma Medical Center?
I do have brochures. Do you want me to hold one up?
Sure. If you want.
Let's see. I think I have it behind me.
I mean, of course, they can go to TexomaMedicalCenter.net to get all the information.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, it's pretty much all on there. I don't know. This might be kind of weird. I don't even know if you can see it. I don't even know if it's let's see.
Yeah, we can see. I mean, we won't be able to read it, but we can definitely see it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to read it. So, yeah, we won't do that.
All right. Well, Wendy, this is fantastic. I'm just excited for Texoma Medical Center in general because y'all just continue to seem like that y'all are expanding over there. It's so exciting for any company here in our neck of the woods to continue to expand. And just the development right there at 691 and 75 is just such a great location. And y'all got a great leadership team over there. And Wendy, I imagine you probably just look forward to going to work every single day.
I really do. I have a lot of passion for this job and for this community, and that we can bring people on that are making a difference in the community and just loving on people. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We just want to make you feel better.
Yeah, for sure. And Wendy, if for somebody that may have just joined us, tell us, let's kind of recap some of the jobs that you're looking for in the nursing department, some of the main things that you're really, really needing some good folks for.
So in our critical care areas, we're looking for CV, ICU, experienced nurses, as well as ICU and critical care step down. We have some emergency department openings. Our medical surgical units both need some nurses, especially if you're excited about COVID. Some people get excited about being able to, work with new diseases. We have home health, we have rehab, we have behavioral health, we have sorry about that.
You're good.
We have PACU positions, cath lab, NICU, women's services. Really, we're hiring across the board.
Awesome. Well, Wendy, is there anything else that we need to cover regarding your neck of the woods, the nursing department over at Texoma Medical Center?
I don't think so. I'll be looking for all of your applications.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Wendy, thank you so much for joining us today. And one more time, Wendy, go ahead and give them the website.
TexomaMedicalCenter.net.
Awesome. Well, Wendy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And of course, we're going to be talking to more of your friends over at Texoma Medical Center a little bit later on this afternoon. I think early this afternoon around noon. So we're looking forward to talking to TMC more about the jobs that they have available in other departments over there at Texoma Medical Center. All right. So we have the job fair going on right now. This is really, really cool. And I love this because it's totally online. So if you're not able to watch right now, you're able to watch later on tonight when you get home or when you get a free moment to be able to check out our virtual live job fair, which is brought to you by Texoma Medical Center. So this is just a great opportunity because, we got a lot of organizations, we got a lot of businesses that are looking for employees like you. And we're going to be talking to a lot of those folks today. And, we actually have Ashley with Spectrum Brands going to be talking with Killian from the Rock Show over on Mad Rock 102.5 coming up here in just a moment. So hang tight. We'll talk to Spectrum Brands. They got a lot of jobs that are going to be that they're looking to fill. And Killian will give you more information about that. But don't forget, you can apply for any of the jobs over at Texoma Medical Center by going to texomamedicalcenter.net. And coming up, we got Spectrum Brands.
Hey there, Killian. For some reason, your mic shut off there, so I was just going to interrupt for a second. And
Here, how's that?
there you are. All right,
Hey,
perfect.
good
Perfect.
morning, everyone. Welcome one more time. I'm Killian from The Rock Show at Mad Rock, and welcome to our North Texas, Southern Oklahoma virtual job fair. Thank you to Texoma Medical Center for making this possible, and thank you for joining us. We've got a live stream that's going to be going all morning long, but you can also refer back to it later on. If you happen to miss something or there's something you want to go back and make and reference, you can watch it again on YouTube, Facebook, and on our station websites. So just keep that in mind. We're going to speak with the folks from Spectrum Brands here in just a few moments, and I believe we have Ashley. I want to welcome Ashley to the screen. How are you, Ashley?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, you've got a lot going on, I understand. You
Yes.
have kind of a brand new outlook at Spectrum Brands. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Give me some insight on Spectrum Brands 2020.
Well, a little bit about Spectrum Brands. We're a diversified consumer products company based in Wisconsin. Some of our brands include Black & Decker, George Foreman, Remington, Cutter, Black Flag, and Spectracide. The hardware and home improvement division, which we're part of, includes Kwikset, Weiser, Baldwin, and Pfister faucets. The Kwikset Denison plant is a 24/7 operation. We're housed in a 230,000 square foot building just north of Dallas. The facility specializes in zinc die castings, progressive die stampings, and deep drawn brass stampings. This is a heavy manufacturing, and we are highly automated, which is what allows us to compete globally on a cost basis. We have over 300 associates working here in our non-union facility, and we've added approximately 50 positions recently.
Goodness, so you are growing fast, huh?
Yes, we are.
You're growing fast and you're in need of folks, and so this couldn't have happened at a better time for you, huh?
Yes, exactly. We're very excited.
Well, what do you have available? What jobs do you have available for the area?
Machine operating jobs. We've got die cast, punch press, knob line, and then we also have maintenance mechanic, maintenance electrician jobs, DC associate, which is a warehouse position, and then automation technician, plating operator, tool and die maker. Those are the main ones.
Now, are these all positions that someone would need experience coming into, or are these things that folks can be trained to do?
Yeah, especially we do ask that they have some experience on the machine operating. I would say at least 6 months experience with machine operation and warehouse or manufacturing experience.
Well, it makes perfect sense. You know, it's a interesting environment to walk in and know nothing about, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, and everything is moving really quickly. So
Yeah, I can imagine. And in addition to, just being a great company that's obviously growing fast, there's a lot of perks and benefits of working for Spectrum Brands as well, I'm told.
yes, we have medical, dental, vision, 401k, and a cool thing about it is that they qualify for benefits day one. So day one of employment, they go ahead and sign up, and within days, it's available to them.
Wow, that's fantastic and really important right now. I know that's a big factor for a lot of people when it comes to finding a job right now, huh?
Yeah, it's a great perk.
And that'll bring them in. So give me kind of, I guess, any other additional requirements. You said, I asked, earlier, do you need experience? Is there specific experience that folks need you said about 6 months machine, is that right?
Yeah, on the machine operating ones, and they'll pick it up quick if they have any machine operating experience, a few months, they'll pick it up really quick and they can, run with it. On the, of course, the maintenance electrician, maintenance mechanic, they're going to need to have a few years of experience with, either electrician or mechanic experience. And on the DC, like some of them, DC associate, material handler especially needs forklift experience, like 3 months of forklift experience.
So anyone actually coming out of the manufacturing industry in our area, which is huge,
Yeah.
Is probably going to find a home at Spectrum.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Well, I'll tell you what. Can you kind of walk us through the website? Show us kind of step by step how you apply, what you do. It's just to make sure everyone understands and we get a clear view.
Sure.
All right, great.
So you'll go to spectrumbrands.com/careers, which is what's up right now. You would click on Apply Today, which is the bottom there. Yep.
There it is.
And then if you search in the search bar where it says search job keywords, you would search Denison. And that's going to pull up all the jobs we have available here. So they would just click on the job title of whatever they're interested in to apply.
Excellent. And that gives you a job summary, gives you all the information, primary duties and responsibilities. And is there a way that they can literally just upload a resume or
Yes.
fill out an application straight from this site?
Yes, they can. They can upload their resume, or they could fill all that information in if they don't have a resume available.
Oh, that's excellent too, because a lot of folks coming through that area don't have a resume ready to go right now, or if you're changing
Right.
jobs fast, you may not have a resume made.
Right, exactly.
Very easy process to apply.
Yeah, super simple.
Very cool. All right. So again, that process is pretty simple. Is there anything else that you have for us to show us? Any graphic? Anything else? I'd say flyers, brochures, anything.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about our process while I'm here.
Okay.
So when they apply to the website, when we see that they have applied, we look at their resume, see that they're qualified for one of the positions, or we think they might be qualified. We
Mhm.
would bring them in for an interview, which right now we're doing video interviews because of COVID. And from there, after their interview, if they get selected for that position, they would do a drug screen, background, drug screen, physical, and then the background. And the process could take a week or two, usually a week or two, to get through that whole process.
But that's actually, a week or two is not too bad,
No,
and
it's not. It's pretty quick.
considering, yeah, it's actually pretty quick. I was thinking that. And you actually brought, I love it when people like you come through, actually, because you brought visual aids.
Yeah.
And that's always so helpful. I can explain it as best I can. You can explain it as best you can, but chances are whatever piece of perfectly produced video you brought with you is going to explain it better than you and I both put together could, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, I'm going to go. We'll call that a segue into the video that Spectrum Brands brought in this morning, and kind of give you a better overview of what they're looking for, what they're about, and who they are. That's fantastic. What a great video. I'm actually sitting here grooving to the music too.
It was pretty good, huh?
Really good. One of our listeners says Spectrum Brands offers unmatched benefits package, and you should apply. So you have a lot of fans out there. A lot of folks love you.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what I want you to do. If you can, just one more time, go back over the available positions that you have for folks right now.
Okay. Machine operating positions, that includes die cast, punch press, knob line. Then we also have some maintenance positions, maintenance mechanic, maintenance electrician. We've got DC associate, which is a warehouse position, and then material handler, automation technician, and then tool and dot makers.
Excellent. And they can apply on your website. And what is your website? Just one more time, just for safety.
It is spectrumbrands.com/careers.
All right, spectrumbrands.com/careers, and you can apply right there online. Ashley, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else you want to add for folks before they come? Any advice you want to give folks for the application process? Anything at all?
Not that I could think of. I'm the one that filters those, and I would be the one that set up the interview and everything. So, it's a pretty quick, easy process.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. You've been very, very kind to joining us this morning. I appreciate it very, very much. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for our 2020 North Texas Southern Oklahoma Job Fair, brought to you by Texoma Medical Center. Coming up next, we're going to speak with the folks from Temps of McKinney. Thank you so much, Ashley. Have a great day.
Hey there, everybody. I just wanted to pop all of us back on here a little while. We were running a little bit early there with our friends from Texoma Medical Center and Spectrum Brands. So we're waiting for our friends from Temps of McKinney to make their way into our live stream here today. So we just kind of wanted to cover again, all of the things that we're doing here today. So of course it's me, Big Dave from Mad Rock 102.5. We've got Zach Grantham from Katy Country, Alan Fremont from KLAK, and who you just saw on the screen a little while ago with our friends at Spectrum Brands there, Killian from The Rock Show here on Mad Rock. So we're not looking for jobs, so they're not interviewing us for these new jobs. Even though chances they probably pay more than what we make. So maybe we are learning about our next career or something. But we wanted to, doing an in-person career fair isn't the same as what it used to be. And I was talking to the guys as we were putting this thing together. It was like, well, people don't want to go to a live in-person job fair, right? So why don't we do this live stream, and we'll bring representatives from different folks, from people we've worked with before that have jobs open, and we'll talk about their jobs. We'll talk about all of the stuff that they're doing, and just try to have a little fun about it, and try to get up here and bring them up on screen and actually show, the websites where you actually go and kind of walk you through the process of how you apply. And here's the other fun part about this. And this was my favorite part about it, is that you can come on here and you can watch these discussions about these jobs without your current employer knowing about it. Now, everybody laughed at me when I first brought that up, but think about it. A lot of the in-person job fairs, chances are, especially here in North Texas and Southern Oklahoma, you get all these manufacturing people together, all the companies there. And so maybe you already work for one of the companies and the company you want to work for is there too, you're not going to show up when your current employer is there because they're going to see you. They're going to know that you're looking for another job, right? So you can't make an anonymous trip to the job fair. So I was like, you know what? People can actually watch this live stream from the comfort of their own home, maybe from their office where they currently work. I wouldn't recommend that, but you could. But you can,
I would suggest that, but.
Yeah, I mean, just find your next job and do it this way where we walk you through the process. We talk to all these folks. We talk about the jobs, and maybe one of them piques your interest, and then you go, you apply, and then thanks to this live stream job fair, you don't have to go in crowds. You don't have to be there when your employer's there. I mean, it's a win-win, and so we want to share all this information. Where'd you go, Zach? We were wondering about you.
I was going to talk to our sales manager. He was just talking about how fantastic this was, just being able to do this all online and still being able to help out folks and get them a job. So I know y'all probably covered that. There's just some fantastic businesses and organizations here in Texoma that are still looking for great people. And so whether you're needing a job or wanting to do a new career, something like that, this is the place to be. So just make sure that if you have any questions for any of these folks that we talked to, just drop it in the comments. Okay. You can do that on our YouTube channels, on Facebook. You can watch on our websites. You can even share the link with your friends if you know that they're looking for a job right now. So this is just absolutely just fantastic. Technology has come a long ways, guys.
And what's nice, you can always go back and rewatch it too, which is really cool. So it's very easy. Yeah.
And you can admit it, Zach, you were applying at Spectrum Brands, weren't you?
And I was heating up my potato too.
Hey, Zach, didn't I see you in the virtual hallway just now? I think I did. So.
Yeah.
So
next to the virtual water cooler, wasn't that you?
That was me.
So Zach, why don't you talk some more about the comments and things? And I noticed, especially when Spectrum Brands was up a minute ago, we had several people who I'm assuming work for them already who was talking about how great it is to work there, what kind of benefits and stuff. So, I mean, it's fantastic to get testimonials in the comments and stuff like that. Like that, exactly. Like Kwikset actually talking about Ashley being up there, but talking about Spectrum, the unmatched benefits package and stuff like that. We love testimonials like that. So if you do work there, we totally get it. But we really like you to ask questions. I mean, because since you can't be in front of these people face to face right now, this is your chance to ask those questions. If you post your questions in the comments, we can bring those up and have these HR professionals answer your questions for you. Now, pretty much all of them so far have told us that don't ask specific questions about pay for a lot of them because it depends. The answer to that is it depends, unless it specifically says in a job listing what it pays. It kind of depends on your experience, so that's not a question that they can actually to answer. But ask your questions. How much experience is required if we don't cover it, because we'll try to cover as much as we can with these great employers, but we might forget to ask a specific question. So if we miss something that you're interested in knowing. And why don't you know? Cindy's asking, how long will this be open today? Well, we're going to make our way through all 6 of our employers today, and it's kind of a floating time. We estimate probably about a little after 1 this will end, but like Sharon from our friends at Temps of McKinney just logged in. She may want to go for 45 minutes and talk, so it may push us back. We have no idea, so it's kind of a flex thing. But what we will do, and I think I'm going to assign this to Zach since he logged off a little while ago. Once this is finished, I'm going to have him go back and have to rewatch the entire thing and put in the time codes, when we started talking to Spectrum Brands and when we start talking to Sharon at Temps of McKinney. That way it's easier for people to go through the video. Like if you have medical experience, you're definitely going to weigh the Texoma Medical Center. You're probably not interested in the Spectrum Brands jobs if you're looking for a medical position. So I'm going to assign that to Zach and have him do that and put those time codes in there so it'll be easier for people to find.
Perks of being the boss.
Never leave the room. Never.
And Cindy, Spectrum is, I guess, metal manufacturing, metal press, die and press. Is that what you call it, I guess? Mm-hmm. Yep. And you can check their website, Cindy. They've got a lot of stuff open too. There you go.
Apparently they're a good place to work, got great benefits.
Incredible benefits. Yeah. That's what, there it is, Dave. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The other thing is here on our website, what we've done on purpose is we have a special page for each of our participating employers today, where you can go on any of the websites. You can go to madrock1025.com. You can go to 931kmkt.com. You can go to 975klak.com and go to the job fair page. I just happen to be on the Madrock because I'm biased that way. I'm on Madrock, Anyway, you can go to this page and then you can click on the links for the individual ones, which will take you to the page that has all the information we've talked about. So, for instance, with Spectrum Brands, they had 23 free jobs that they send them, right? So we have a special page here talking about the virtual job fair, and then what you saw on the screen, there's actually the link to that website where you can go and click on that to apply, and then also that what we had up on the screen a little while ago, what you can see with the current positions available, which they had a ton available right there. I also posted up there the other stuff that Killian was talking about, and if you want to watch that video again, which was pretty cool, you can.
Yeah.
We posted that up there as well. So we've done that for each of our 6 participating employers here today. So we wanted to make it easy for you to be able to go and learn more and click on those links and apply for these jobs, because we want you to get paid. Seriously.
Heck yeah.
Get your job that you want.
Yeah. Age requirements. People are starting to kind of pour in with some of their questions right now. So
Good.
Yeah.
So we'll get to some of those questions as we bring up the next one, which I believe, if I'm correct, Al, that's you, right? You're going to talk to Sharon from Temps of McKinney?
that is I.
Okay, well,
All
let's see
right.
if we can. Let's remove myself and the other folks.
And Sharon right there. Well, hey. All right. Well, we're live on the old virtual. Here we go. Yeah, the virtual job fair brought to you by our friends at Texoma Medical Center. Hey, it's Alan Fremont, the KLAK, as the virtual job fair just kind of rolls along. And right now, let's bring on Sharon with Temps of McKinney. Sharon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing very well. First of all, thank you for being part of this. I like we were just talking about in the roundtable a second ago. If you happen to miss some of this stuff, you can always go back and review it on our YouTube, Facebook, even our station website. There's different things you can check out. So, Sharon, let's talk about Temps of McKinney. Tell us all about what you guys do over there.
Well, we help people find temporary employment until their job, their perfect job comes along. However, a lot of our jobs do go permanent. If I put you in the right place with the right bunch of people, then sometimes those jobs go permanent. And so you have a home or a second home, as we all speak it. When you're working, you're at home. You need to feel that being at home.
Exactly. Now, are you the owner, Sharon, of Temps of McKinney? Or
No, I'm not. I just have been around a long time. I've been here over 30 years. We're the oldest temporary agency here in McKinney that's still operating.
That's pretty good, especially during these times, during the whole everyone getting furloughed. I'm sure you guys have been really super getting, lots of applications, getting busy, lots of phone calls, correct?
That's correct. Although we are always looking for hard workers, people that want to work, who want to show up and be there every day, because, there are jobs out there. People think they're not, but we have jobs to fill.
30 plus years, that says a whole lot. So that's good stuff. Hey, where are you guys located here in McKinney at? Where are you located at?
We're at 500 West University, suite number 102. And
Okay.
we've been in this building since we started over about 35 years ago, I think.
Okay, very nice. So what kind of jobs are we talking that's available right now at Temps of McKinney?
We work with some of the major companies here in McKinney. So we have installing positions. We have warehouse positions. We have assembly positions, light industrial. In fact, in my office right now, I need someone as an administrative assistant to help us do our payroll and our billing. We work a lot with Collin College. One of the things that we're really needing right now are landscapers and groundskeepers that we just opened a new campus in Wiley, and I have 5 positions there I'm trying to fill.
Wow, so you guys are really growing by leaps and bounds over at Temps of McKinney as well. So that's always a good thing, right?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
So, perks and benefits. Let's talk about that with Temps of McKinney. So what are the perks and benefits of Temps of McKinney? Sharon?
There's a lot of companies that will pay all your standard holidays, all your, give you personal days. There are some companies that even allow vacation. And so as a temporary, you really sometimes don't stay long enough to get those benefits from us, because we only require that the company that you work with us for 3 months, which is a very short period of time. And then you can be hired permanently. You get those benefits normally from the company that you're hired from.
And what's always nice about Temps of McKinney, like you said, you go in for the 3 months, and that thing could turn into 30 years, right? You don't know.
That sure could. That's what happened to me.
Is that what happened to you?
That's what happened to me. Yes.
All right, so you're a living testimony right there. So how about that, Sharon? I did not know that about you till just now. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And, we do have long-term temp jobs too, just like
okay.
the landscaping jobs that I was talking about. Those are 40 hours every week. There's hardly any overtime. So you're working Monday through Friday from 6 o'clock in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon. You're off. You have your afternoon to do what you want to do. And, but it is 40 hours every week.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
So anybody watching this right now, if you're looking for something, to get that 40-hour work week, this is the place to go. Go check out Temps of McKinney and get in contact with Sharon and the rest of her team over there. That's pretty cool. So Sharon, is there any kind of additional requirements for applicants? I mean, what does someone need besides maybe like a driver's license or whatever, right?
Well, they need to be 18 to be able to work for us at least.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll need to see a driver's license and a social security card when you come in to satisfy the government I-9. And if you have a resume, be sure to bring that when you come to apply. It sometimes helps us place you. But the more you can tell me about you and your experience, the better I am at finding you the right job.
So someone logs onto your website. Can you kind of step us through some of that a little bit, like step by step?
Yes, they can see a lot of our contact information. They can see what we do, but they still have to come into our office to fill out an application. And that's because we want to get them ready for an immediate assignment if we have one. And if not, we want to have them ready so we can call them and send them somewhere, not have to have them come back up and fill out an application and go through the process. Some of our jobs require drug screens. Some of them require criminal background history. Those things we do once you come in and apply. So we have all that ready and we can immediately send you out when that job becomes available.
So how does that work, as far as jobs becoming available? Does that kind of ebb and flow? I mean, it's like 1 month you're going, we got a bazillion jobs, or next month it might be a little bit low. How does that work?
Yes, that's exactly how it works. It is a day-to-day process here. We never know what we're going to get as far as jobs until the phone rings and we're told on the other end of the line who's looking for who. So some days we may not have very much, but other days we may have 30 or 40 jobs. It just depends. Always when the weather is nice, it seems like we have more jobs. And it's because we do construction some, we do general labor. And so those jobs a lot of times are more prolific in the spring and the summer months.
So these potential employers, I guess they just call you up on the phone and I guess set up something with you guys and give you a call, let them know what they're looking at. How does that work?
Yes. Normally when I have a new customer, what I do is I go and tour their facility to make sure it is a safe facility. I don't want to send any of my employees somewhere that they might get hurt. So I go and check out the facility, make sure that they have standard safety equipment, standard safety policies that my employees would have to adhere to as well. Once we get all that information about my client, then we come back to the office and we look for people that have either that experience or that are interested in learning that experience if that company is willing to train them.
So when you have people that come in off the street, with their driver's license and their ID and all that, want to apply for jobs, I imagine it's, I guess it depends on what they're looking at. I guess a lot of people maybe, just, what have you got for me? I'll get out there and work, right? Just because they want to work.
That's correct. A lot of times when people come in, we can give them a job. They can start the next day. Some of them even start late on a second shift or a third shift and go to work that afternoon or evening. So it just depends what you're looking for and what we have available at that time.
And you're serving all over Collin County. Pardon?
I'm sorry. A lot of our customers do have overtime, and a lot of times that overtime is mandatory. If they're working, they want you to work as well. So there's a lot of places that we work where you can make a lot more money just than your standard hourly wage because you have 10 or 20 hours overtime in a week. A lot of people don't want to work that, but a lot of people do. So it can help you get those bills paid for and things like that quickly.
Because I don't know about you, Sharon, but the bills come every month, right?
They sure do. And they never stop coming.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. In fact, right now you got the current positions that are available right now, and you're looking on the screen right now. So that's a nice little spectrum of jobs that are available. And I do love that it can turn into full time, which is what people I think are really looking for.
Right, I do too. I'll occasionally I'll get a job where it's just a day here or a day there. So if you have a day that you're not working for some reason, say your company is taking a week off, come see me because we might be able to put you in a job just for that 1 week. So not only are you, maybe earning the money that you have from your regular job, you might be able to earn some extra money just for that week that you're off for some reason.
Christmas is coming up right around the corner. Nice to earn some extra money, right?
Right, exactly. We all need that extra money from time to time.
Hey, you're right now watching the virtual job fair brought to you by Texoma Medical Center. We're speaking with Sharon with Temps of McKinney. And Sharon, I believe you have a video. I believe you brought a little video with you.
I don't
Yeah.
Maybe we did.
My name is Sharon Edwards. I'm the office manager of Temps of McKinney. I've been here for 27 years, and we've been in business for over 30 years. We are a full-service staffing agency. We have an abundance of jobs, just need people who are willing to work. We can staff anything from general labor, light industrial, warehouse, production work. We also staff receptionist, data entry, clerical, administrative assistants, and accounting positions. When you come apply with Temps of McKinney, please be sure to bring 2 forms of ID. This way we can get you in the computer and your first check will be on time. If you truly need a job and want to work, please come see us at Temps of McKinney. We are people helping people.
Pretty exciting stuff there. Tempsofmckinney.com is their website. We're speaking with Sharon Edwards with Temps of McKinney. So yeah, opportunity is definitely there. Especially here in Collin County, there is so much work going on here. A lot.
Yes, there's a lot of work going on here, and we sure would like to employ you. Anyone out there who's looking for a job, come see us today because we have jobs to fill, and we want you if you're a hard worker.
So yeah, so somebody can just come in off the street, bring a couple forms of ID, and of course there's a list of current positions that are available right now. And in most cases, they can even start almost the same day, right, Sharon?
Yes, they can. We can put you in a position and have you starting that day or the next day.
Now, how does the whole payroll thing work? And I think we talked about that a couple of seconds ago. Do you guys pay them, or how does that work for somebody?
We pay our employees. Anyone who works for us, they will get a check weekly for work that has been done Monday through Sunday of the prior week. So what we're paying today, those were people that worked from the October 12th through October the 18th. They'll pick up their checks here. And I do deliver some checks to some businesses that can't be here during our normal working hours. So they get a check once a week.
That's very nice. So that's good because, a lot of people now pay like bi-monthly or bi-weekly, I guess it is. So getting paid weekly is pretty important, especially if you're in a temporary position, or like I said, or you may roll into a full-time job. It just depends on where it's at. The timing's just right. So tempsofmckinney.com, and we're speaking with Sharon Edwards. And anything else you want to add or talk about Temps of McKinney? Anything else you want to add to it?
We are a hometown temporary agency. We're right here in the midst of all of you. We love what we do, and we want you to have you work for us. Come in and see us anytime, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. We'll take your application. We'll get you working.
Very cool. So if you're looking for that new job, you're looking for maybe some extra part-time money, something like that. You got the holidays coming up. A lot of people, with furloughs, and some of these temporary layoffs turned into full-time layoffs, which is no good. So stop by McKinney.com online. And one more time, where are you located, Sharon and McKinney?
We're at 500 West University, suite number 102. We are right next door to San Miguel Grill. We're at College and 380. And during COVID, a lot of people were laid off. and they still haven't found employment. So if you're one of those, please come see us. We can get you working.
Sharon, I have a feeling after this broadcast, you're going to get a little busy over there as your office managing position, which is a good thing. You'll get these jobs filled and get them out there.
Very good. Thank you so much for what you do, KLAK.
Thank you so much, Sharon, for joining us. In fact, if you happen to miss some of this broadcast, you can always go back and view it on YouTube, Facebook, all of our station websites. And this is actually our first job fair, virtual job fair. So what'd you think, Sharon? Did you have fun? Was it good?
It was good. Thank you so much.
Thank you again so much, Sharon. Sharon Edwards with Temps of McKinney. Well, stick around, folks. The virtual job fair will continue next. We'll be chatting with Royal Case Company, and Big Dave will be up. And if you need more information, again, just head over to our website at 975klak.com, our Facebook page, Mad Rock's Facebook page, Katy Country. We're very, very social here at the radio stations. And if you're looking for that new job at Temps of McKinney, tempsofmckinney.com. Up next, Royal Case Company continues.
All right, my friends, we are 3 down, 4 more interviews to go, and I want to bring up my cohorts up here, which is always a scary thing. See, this is the part of the broadcast, the live streams, where the bosses get nervous because they're like, we can control these guys when they're talking to people about the jobs and stuff, but once they get on there as a group, things can get a little crazy sometimes. So I think, so far we've talked to Texoma Medical Center. So far we've talked to Spectrum Brands, Royal Case Company is coming up next, and then Temps of McKinney. We've talked to Sharon just a couple of minutes ago. So, I mean, the variety of jobs that are available right now and that need to be filled, because we weren't talking about people or companies that have jobs that need to be filled in the future. All of these jobs we're talking about, they need to be filled right now. Like Sharon said, from Temps of McKinney, sometimes you could start that same day. You need a job. I mean, if you want to work, there are jobs out there for you. And that's why we wanted to do a nice variety of different kinds of industries, because some people have that experience with medical professions, some with manufacturing, some with landscaping, some with administrative duties. I mean, it just all sorts of just running the gamut of all this stuff. So, again, we want to, Zach, will you go ahead and talk about having people bring their comments and questions up here on screen with us?
Yeah, I was actually just about to post a comment, just letting everybody know. I mean, if you have a question about anything, ask away. go ahead and drop it in the comments. You can do that on Facebook and also on YouTube as well. But, we're going to be talking to these folks throughout the day. And so if you're interested in a job with, Temps of McKinney, Spectrum Brands, Texoma Medical Center, you can, of course, go to their website or go to our website. Probably be easier because we got them all listed at madrock1025.com, 931kmkt.com, and 975klak.com. And that way you can see all the information. Of course, you can see that on the screen right there, and just click on their name in red, and then it'll take you there. But yeah, any question that you have, if we're actually in the middle of interviewing somebody about some jobs that they have available, just post in the comments. Go ahead and ask whatever questions you have, and what we'll do is we'll look at them and we'll get them to them as soon as we possibly can. But also, you may have a family member, and Alan, I know you could talk about this. You may have a family member or a friend that that may have lost a job over the past couple of months, and they're still looking for work. This would be a great opportunity for you to be able to share that link with them and say, hey, look, you may want to give this a watch and a listen.
Yeah, that's right, Zach. I tell you what, unfortunately, I do know lots of people who did lose their job through the whole COVID. This 2020 has been kind of a weird year for lots of folks.
Sure.
And what I was excited about hearing about from Sharon is not only is she's, Temps of McKinney is personally hiring, I guess, an assistant, which is I think she said payroll assistant, something like that. But what was exciting about that also too is, if she kept, she kept saying, if you want to work, we got a job. And that's what was really, really cool about it. And I know same thing with TMC and also with Spectrum. They were all the same common denominator is if you truly, truly, truly want to work, we'll help you out. We'll get you out there. And some of this stuff, as far as like Temps of McKinney, it can turn into full-time employment, especially if you're a landscaper, plus 40 plus hours and getting all that overtime. Could be a blessing in disguise, sort of, for some folks. But Collin, you were talking to Spectrum Brands. The same thing. Did you feel the same thing coming from them too, as well? Just the opportunity.
Oh, your mic's turned off again.
There's a lot of great jobs available right now, a lot of opportunity for everybody right now. But talking to Spectrum Brands, what I thought was so great, while we were talking to Spectrum Brands, people from Spectrum Brands who already work there were popping on saying, hey, this is a great place to work. You should jump in here. You should do this. You get somebody promoting a company they already work for like that, that's a great sign. So yeah, like that, cool place to work, great people, great products. That's an endorsement you can't pay for. That's the people who make you do your thing, telling you how great you are. So if you're looking for jobs, you've got great opportunities with great companies. And Dave said earlier, Dave, you made the best point. If you're in a job right now and you don't like it, you need to get out of it. You just need to find a different job. This can be done very, very inconspicuously, for lack of a better word, I guess. In private, you can apply. Your boss will never know. No one will ever know. You can do it all online, all virtually. This is a great opportunity to make that step. Take the leap.
Yeah, so you don't have to show up with your glasses and that mustache with the hat.
Exactly.
Like Columbo or whatever, and leave.
Like an undercover boss or something. You're just looking for another job, though. Yeah.
Undercover employee. You do know that. So.
But guys, if you think about it, though, there are a lot of folks that don't want to go out to job fairs because they are concerned about that.
Absolutely.
You're always wanting to better yourself and take care of yourself and your family. And so when you walk into a place that's having a job fair, and of course, that's kind of limited right now with what's going on over the past couple of months. But if you walk into a place, you kind of find yourself being a little uncomfortable. You're not able to ask the right questions because you're a little nervous on, oh no, I'm going to see somebody and they're going to be like, well, wait, hey, don't you work here? Why are you here right now? So this is just a great time for, even if you know about that this is going on, you're at work right now and you can't watch it. Well, when you get home tonight, of course, you can go to our websites, our Facebook page, and you can re-watch this. And if you see something, that's when you can actually, have your face into your laptop or your phone and actually go, okay, that nursing job for me at TMC is what I need, or that gig over there at Spectrum Brands is what I need, or that, we'll talk to Tyson coming up. But I'm just saying, this is just a great opportunity for you to kind of, like you said, Killian, just to kind of do it without nobody knowing.
Sometimes you got to fly under the radar, my friend.
Yeah, for sure.
Not that we're doing that, Dave.
Yeah, you guys were talking about, people who've lost their jobs, and, this is a perfect example of something that they can watch and then find out about jobs that they may not have known about from companies that they're not familiar with yet. But there's another one there, and I only think about this because my kids are the age of, adults, but barely acting that way. But I was thinking if they were maybe just a lazy adult child living at home with a parent still that needs to get out and get a job, you can share this link to them.
This is their world.
Hint, go watch this.
Sounds pretty specific.
Again, I know, Zach, your kids are small, so they're not quite to the point of having jobs and killing yours too, but I think Alan and I can probably relate to that.
That's how most of us radio folks started out. You're going to get a job.
Are you going to be in my basement forever, or are you going to actually go out and do something? So,
I guess I'll go play records.
Yeah, my dad knew I was going to be a doctor. He just didn't know it was going to be Dr. Johnny Fever.
Yeah, right, exactly. Awesome. Well, it appears that we have Alexis from Royal Case that's hiding in the wings, just about ready to go on the air with us here in just a second. But again, we encourage you to go to our websites, any of the three websites, 975klak.com, 931kmkt.com, or madrock1025.com, which is what you see here that's on your screen right now. Just click on where it's talking about by the way, the reason I'm looking up is because the computer I'm using with my webcam is right here in front of me, and I'm using a different one to have the screenshot up here. But the virtual job fair page here, just find that on any of the three websites, and then you can scroll down and click on these links to find out about any of the jobs that are available from any of the companies that we talked to today. So that's just really cool, just as a bonus way of going back and reviewing some of those jobs. So I don't think I'm going to have Alexis wait too much longer. So gentlemen, I think we'll say farewell to you, and then we'll get her up on the screen here in just a second. So yeah, I think it's about time for us to get started with our next participating employer, which is Royal Case Company. And we've got Alexis here, Alexis Harkins from Royal Case. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm outstanding. So where are you live streaming from today?
I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit of feedback, like you're still talking, but I don't see your face talking.
I got you. Where are you broadcasting from today?
We are in downtown Sherman, just at the bottom of the grain stacks that are
just a little delayed.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
And now I hear myself talking.
So here's a question, and see, this is the kind of thing that happens during a live stream. Are you watching on Facebook or YouTube right now, or are you just watching on
Yes,
Facebook?
I'm watching on the YouTube. Is there another one?
Yeah, so just turn off YouTube, turn off Facebook, and you can actually watch on your screen where your camera is right there.
Oh, okay. Technical lesson right there.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. I am in downtown Sherman at our headquarters. We are located at the bottom of the grain stacks, just to the east of the square.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about this. So let's talk about Royal Case and what you guys do. Tell us a little bit about the company and the history of it.
Okay, we are a locally owned, family-owned business here in Sherman. We manufacture cases for all kinds of products. We started out making Bible covers in the owner's garage, and he has developed the business into a global enterprise. We are headquartered in Sherman. We have an office and a manufacturing facility in Whitewright that has 2 locations. We have another sales and manufacturing facility in Carrollton, and we also have operations overseas that we can do imports from. So any kind of case that you can ever imagine, we will design it, make it specific to your product, give it all the inserts it needs, and ship it to your customers if necessary. We also have a warehousing service so that after the cases are sold, we offer additional products to help the customers keep their warehouses stocked or use our warehouse in lieu of their own.
So can you kind of expand on that? You said Bible cover. What was it, like a
Yeah.
plastic Bible cover? What was that?
The cases that they started with were just sewn, made out of fabric, pretty fabric that a church group liked for their Bible covers. But the ability to design it specific to the Bible that they wanted just kind of set the framework for him to be able to design cases for everything. And he took off.
Talk about divine inspiration.
There you go. Yeah.
That's the greatest story I think I've heard in a long time. So let's talk about some of the. You said the location already. You talked a little bit about the history. So let's talk about the jobs. And I have a little thing I can bring up on screen here of some of the stuff that you sent us.
Okay.
So let's talk about this first one. I think on the screen people probably saw that sales professionals there. So talk about the sales and new business development position.
Okay. Well, because we used to be strictly in-house, indoor or inside sales that were made specifically just with phone calls, we would get a lot of our customer bases from conventions or product seminars, things like that. Well, because of the pandemic, a lot of those things have shut down. So what we're doing to keep our business going is adding the new business development position into our sales category. So it involves more outside sales, door-to-door, just customer hunting. So we're looking for people who have skills, maybe not necessarily only sales, but have some data mining, new customer resources, I guess you would find. So we need people to go around in our area, and the area that we're covering right now is anywhere from Oklahoma City to south to Waco. So we're wanting people who can be mobile and can search out customers and get them back in touch with our here in Sherman people to make the sale. So we're hiring both for people to make the sale and also for people to hunt for new customers or new products that we could manufacture for people.
Gotcha. So those are actually two separate positions there, not the same.
Excuse me. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Now the box truck driver, I assume I know what that is, but just in case.
It's a small box truck. Does not require a CDL to operate the truck. The position, that's not a disqualifier if you don't have a CDL. Yeah. Right now we have 2 full-time box drivers, so it's not a only box driving position, but it's a backup position, so that if anyone is out or has to go somewhere else, or we have more than can fit in one truck, we want someone to be a warehouse worker, meaning that they would manage our materials, drive a forklift, load and unload trucks, things like that. But in the presence of a need for another box truck driver, that they would be the one on deck to do that.
Now, for both of the ones we've already talked about, I'm assuming that again, I shouldn't assume, but sales and new business development, that's based on, the pay would be based on qualifications and things like that. Is there like a set pay for the box truck driver?
It would be depending on if they have to train you to do it or not, but currently it's a $14 an hour position. Gotcha.
Very cool. All right. So let's talk about quality control clerk. So what is that process like for Royal Case Company?
Okay. We receive a lot of imports. So a semi truck would pull up to our dock, and the paperwork that's associated with the load that's on the truck is what that quality control clerk would be after. Then they compare the contents of the truck to the bill of lading that they have and make sure that everything is what it's supposed to be. Yeah. That's one portion of it. Then when a customer makes an order, if it's something that we have in our warehouse already, the quality control clerk will facilitate getting those products brought into our quality and inspection department. So making sure that if they ordered 100 of the blue bags, that it is actually 100 of the blue bags that get packed and delivered to them, and not 50 blue bags and 50 red bags. So the position is probably 80% paperwork, desk type work, but 30% of it is actually leg work. You might have to get on a truck and open a box. You might have to walk to the end of the warehouse to make sure that things are labeled correctly. It has some non-desk activities, but it's about 80-20.
So before we continue with the rest of the jobs on your list, I have to bring you on screen. I have to ask you, so how long have you worked for Royal Case Company?
This is my 9th year.
Your 9th year, because I'm asking you about very specific jobs, and it doesn't look like you're using any cheat sheet or anything. You can just rattling off like everything that a person does day to day for each of these jobs. I wanted to give you a hand for that, because
thanks. We have 336 employees here in the Sherman or in the Grayson County area, but we are run very much like a family business. I know everyone's name, everybody knows my name, and you're welcome to come in to my office or the owner's office. It's a really personable place. So it's easy to remember what everybody does, because everybody matters, and we got to keep everybody happy and wanting to come to work.
That's awesome. I had to ask before we continue with the rest of the stuff. So what about so assembly? Obviously, you get the pieces and parts and everything, and then for each of the individual cases you guys put together, you're assembling all of it, right?
Correct. Most of our assembly positions are in our Whitewright location, where they actually manufacture the parts out there. So it's anything from trimming plastic pieces to assembling case handles. Anybody who wants to apply for that position needs to be able to stand for 8 hours at a time. There's some motion, when you bend and pick up the case or move from side to side, but it is a pretty stationary standing position that doesn't. So if if you got a bad back or something, maybe we could find a different position that would be better for you. But if you like repetition, if you're good at consistency, things like that, those would all be great characteristics for an assembly worker.
So next on the list here is an experienced sewing machine operator. So is this where, my grandmother who's been retired for 25 years, I'd need to put her back to work to make a little extra cash these days? Or is this like a pure commercial style? What are we talking about?
I'm sure she's a wonderful woman. And if she can go fast, I'd like to talk to her. That's a common question that I get.
Yeah.
A sewing machine from your house is not necessarily identical to an industrial sewing machine, but the process is the same. We also have automatic sewing machines that are just sort of like you would load metal into a press, you load fabric into an automatic sewing machine. But what we're looking to add to our team right now is some people who've experienced using an industrial machine or experienced high production level sewing jobs. We are wholesalers, so we don't ever sell just one. It's more like 100,000.
Yeah.
So constantly they're making each piece and just pushing it forward. The last people who receive our products, we call them our hookup operators. They can sew anything from a backpack to a body bag, a diaper bag, literally anything. But if you look at the products that you have in your home and look at how detailed the sewing is, that's actually stuff that we do by hand here in Sherman. So we're looking for someone with some sort of industrial or at least mass production experience to add to that team.
Yeah, you get me near one of those commercial machines, and I'm likely to have my shirt embedded in it.
Sewn onto the product.
Yeah, exactly. Little piece of Big Dave with the product. So machine operator, what kind of machines are you talking about there?
Those are for our Whitewright location. We have different kinds of molding. We have blow molding, we have injection molding, and roto molding. So it would be loading the hopper with the pellets of the plastic that's not melted yet, making sure that the temperature is correct. The way that they do it is they put the pellets into the hopper, it melts them, and then it's either blown or injected into the mold shape. There's a cooling period. You have to remove the cases, and then they're put onto the pallet for people to trim. So that's another position where you have to be able to stand for up to 8 hours a day. I mean, there's a lunch break, obviously, and 2 breaks, but it's a standing position, not a sitting position. And those machine operators, we can do the training for that. The position it's a learnable position. The only bad side to that I like to tell everybody up front is it is hot. We're melting plastic. So if you're sensitive to temperature, a different position might be better for you. But if it doesn't bother you and you like to make things and you're interested in learning about plastics manufacturing, and that'd be a great position for you.
Now, die clicker. This is one of these things that I always enjoy talking to HR people from manufacturing roles, is because I have jargon in this business. We all do, in radio, and this, like a die clicker. If I was looking on a job, unless I'd worked that position or knew something about it, I'd have no clue. But so kind of explain what this is.
Okay.
Somebody that's never even done any manufacturing could actually do something like this.
The best way to describe it is a giant cookie cutter. We have huge, so if you think of the way a pattern is made, where you would lay out your pattern and cut out each individual piece, we have a huge computer that makes a giant pattern, and we'll lay down 50 to 100 on top of each other pieces of fabric, and then an engineering program determines how to place the dies or the cookie cutters on top of that fabric so that it utilizes the most fabric in the most efficient way. Then you pull your hands back and push a lever, and about, I think it's 2 tons of pressure pushes down on those giant cookie cutters, and it cuts all of the pieces identically at the same time. So then your job is to pull off the pieces that weren't used and separate them out, make sure that the dies are recataloged back into our system to keep track of them, and then make sure that those cut pieces are supplied to the sewing machine floor.
So which of these jobs, if any, are like entry-level positions that somebody has no experience in manufacturing could do? Any of them?
honestly, except for the experience sewing machine and the sales, we could teach pretty much anything. And we do. We've had a lot of people who came here who didn't know how to do anything that we currently operated. And through our training programs, we have some people in management who started entry level. So if you're willing to learn and want to work, then we'll be glad to teach you.
I know one of the things that you guys mentioned in the information you sent us was that you like to promote within, and since you're a family-oriented kind of company. So we've got your website up here, your career page open on your website.
Okay.
So if you can kind of walk us through, and again, I'm looking at another machine, which is why I'm looking weird over here, but the sales professionals, just to make sure I'm on here. So kind of talk about this. Is it just all the jobs are just listed right there? Do you actually apply online? How do you do this?
Okay, I did not get all of my job descriptions loaded onto this page in time for my showtime, I guess. But yes, this is the page that you would come to. I have 2 jobs listed there. But if you're interested in any of the positions that we previously showed, or if you simply just want to work for us and you don't see anything that matches your previous job description, this would be the way to get your resume to me, and I'd give you a call to hear you out.
So you just fill out all the contact information, upload your resume here, go through the caption.
If you have one, yeah.
Yeah, and then submit that to you, and then you guys get that. So that's nice and simple, though. And
something I would tell people is we don't have a specific tab. You have to go to the About tab and come down to a sub-menu that shows you to apply. But so it's not immediately evident how to apply online. But if you just look at the About tab on our homepage,
right,
then the Apply with Us is there.
Perfect. So why would somebody want to work for Royal Case Company?
So they don't have to commute. I live pretty close. I get to go home for lunch every day and have a full hour at home. So I save all that time with my family, and I don't have to drive down to Dallas to make a decent living. We pay weekly, which is something that I don't think hardly anybody does anymore. So it's nice to keep that cash flow, having a paycheck every Friday. We have a very casual work environment. Everybody gets their hands dirty at some point, so we don't require even business casual. Jeans and T-shirts are totally fine here, unless we have customers coming in, then we let everybody know to put on their best T-shirt. So
that's the greatest line ever. I think put on your. That's kind of like we are around here, the radio stations. It's like, yeah, we got somebody coming in. You might as well put on a shirt then.
There you go. Stay dressed. Yeah. I personally, through my career experience here at Royal Case, they've been very welcoming to the knowledge that I had. And as the longer I worked here, the more of the administration that I got to work with and see, they got to see how I worked. You know, I've been promoted to HR manager, and that opportunity is literally there for anybody who wants to work. We're a good place to work if you want to work. It's not a great place if you're trying to hide and maybe milk the clock, but we have a lot of successful people, both in our production positions and in our administration positions, who've been with us. We have, I think, over 10% of our employees have been here longer than 10 years. So plenty of people like it.
So why don't you talk about nothing better than somebody that works for a company to kind of tell their story about, how did you get started with the company? What made you want to work there? And then how has that progression been for you?
Oh, okay. About 9 years ago, my family and I were actually planning to move, but the move date wasn't close enough for me to quit working. So I got a job here, just took a job to stay working. And I was the front office manager and the receptionist. And through that, I got to meet everyone who was hiring for a job, and just began to give feedback to the hiring managers or the managers of each department. They didn't have a per se HR department until they promoted me to it, actually. But through that, just for them listening to what I had to say, asking me questions, do you think this will work? How can this process be improved? And they really sought out my feedback, and I appreciated that and felt valued as a worker. So it's just encouraged me to stay. And throughout the years, I've gone to where I am now, and now I get to help everybody else get hired and hopefully have the same results.
Any other perks that we haven't talked about yet? Like a
we do have a full benefit package. We have medical, dental, vision, life insurance, and some supplemental policies like critical care, accident insurance, cancer policies, things like that. And that's all available to you after your 60-day probation period. We have paid holidays, and after you've been here 4 years, you get up to 3 weeks of paid vacation. I had to do some math in my head. Sorry.
Right, that's all right. So I will say that just for people that are curious here, on the page on our website here that we put together for you guys, the information you sent, you talked about the casual work environment, weekly pay, and promoting within locally owned company, Monday through Friday day shift. But one of the other things is you have, and I don't know if it'll actually open up on this computer, but you actually, everybody who's watching can actually go on to either the KLAK, the Katy Country, or Mad Rock website and click on this. Just it was a brochure that you sent to us of just products and things that you actually manufacture, and it's beautiful. I mean, some of the products that you were showing off in this thing was just absolutely gorgeous. I was like, because honestly, I was being a little selfish when I first saw your brochure, because I was like, hey, we could put some of our equipment in some of them, because it looked like boxes that we could use, right? So I'm
absolutely,
like, I need to talk to the boss and see if we can't have something, put together. But all these carrying cases, and so, again, you can look at this actually up on our website. They provided this to us. So yeah, carrying cases for all sorts of different things that you provide. Different industries, different purposes, but all that's listed there. And I'm sure you have more than just this, but it was a good overview, and we appreciated you sending that over to us.
Oh, great. Yeah. Condition One is a sub company within Royal Case that we sell individual cases to, because we're a wholesaler. Most of our orders are, for 100,000, 500,000 pieces, but you end up with a little bit of overstock for that. So our Condition One sells those individual things. And they're also responsible for the photography and the marketing of that. I'll be sure to pass on your compliment to them.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. I'm already spending our company's money, and they don't even. So yeah, if you want more information about jobs and careers there at Royal Cases, it's scrolling along the bottom of the screen here. You can just go to their website, royalcase.com. But again, as she mentioned, make sure it's that About Us. You got to click on About Us first, and then click on that careers page to go there. But we've had this link up on our website if you'd like to do that. So of these jobs here, Alexis, that we've talked about, do we have anything that we didn't cover? I think we pretty much covered all of it.
One thing I did want to mention, I've been kind of spying on everybody who went before me. Yeah, we do background checks here at Royal Case, but I don't want that to deter anyone from applying with us. What we're looking for that we're not interested in hiring is anyone with a theft charge or a violent offense. But everything else beyond that, we would handle on a case-by-case basis. So for our production jobs in the warehouse, on our production floor, things like that, we understand that people make mistakes and that there are a lot of people who have good intentions to go right with the rest of their life. And those are the type of people we would definitely consider hiring. So I just don't want anybody to hear that we do background checks and then automatically discount applying with us.
Right. Completely understand. So what have we not covered? I think we pretty much covered everything.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So let's go over this again, the stuff, and you can just go online to their website. You can upload your resume there, fill out all the information, and Alexis will get that straight away. But some of the jobs that they've got here, sales and new business development, that requires some experience, as she mentioned. The experienced sewing machine operator also needs some experience, but pretty much everything else, they can train you to do it. Assembly, machine operator, die clicker, which I didn't know what that was until today. Quality control clerk as well. So, again, I want to say to you, Alexis, and everybody there at Royal Case, thanks for being a part of our job fair. And
great. It's been an interesting experience for sure.
I imagine. Yeah, I imagine it has. But you can go there to the royalcase.com/about us/careers and apply. And hopefully by the end of the week, you'll have all these filled, right?
Yes, tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be great. Awesome. Well, we appreciate Royal Case being a part of this. And coming up here in just a few minutes, we're going to be next up talking to our friends at Tyson Foods. So we'll leave it at that. And then who's going to be talking? I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. I've got here. It looks like Zach will be up on screen from Katy Country again, talking with our friends from Tyson in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching. So one of the funny things about doing these live streams is that you out there watching the live stream can't see what's going on in the back end of this, where the actual production area was. But I noticed that after I talked to our friends there at Royal Case Company, that two of our cohorts, I think they had a bathroom break there, Zach. I think they had to take care of it.
And I think in between Texoma Medical Center and Spectrum Brands, I think I was eating a potato.
Yeah,
So-
probably so. That's awesome. But hopefully everybody out there that's watching on the Mad Rock, Haiti Country, or KLAK Facebook pages or YouTube channels are enjoying learning more about not only the companies around here that are hiring, but about the specific positions and some of the benefits and perks and reasons for working for some of these companies. Because I thought that was great with Royal Case Company. I had no idea it was all about Bible covers. That's how it got started. I mean, those are great stories. People love stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they love to and that's the cool thing about doing a virtual job fair is you're able to actually be able to hone in and focus on these businesses and get to know them a lot more than when you're going through a traditional job fair, which you, like we talked about before, you're a little anxious that you may see someone that you know from your current employer, or it's just you kind of feel like you're just going through a line. But here, it's just us having a conversation with this particular employer and just ask them all the questions that these potential employees would have.
And you know what's really cool about Royal Case is that a couple of things she touched about was your background, right? So as far as the background checks and all, which I thought was pretty cool. That, and also they'll train you.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah.
I was interested in that. What was it? Die clicker. I thought it was like more like a remote clicker, but that was a totally different thing.
I love looking at stuff like that because I'm so curious to know, like, people who work in those positions, they know what that stuff is, but I have like zero idea what any of that stuff means. But I guess Spectrum Brands was like that, any manufacturing type thing. And I'm sure that our friends from Tyson are going to be the exact same way when we have them on the screen here in a little while. They have, we basically have a good idea what Tyson does, right? But the names of some of the positions that they have, I don't know what half of that stuff means. And I know a lot of people will probably look at a job board or whatever, and they may be intimidated by that, not realize that maybe that's actually an entry level thing that they can learn how to do, that they'll be trained to do, but they see some name, they don't know what it is, and they're afraid to actually apply for that job. So hopefully us having these discussions with some of our local employers will help remedy that and have people apply for these jobs that they never would have thought to actually do before. And Killian, I think you're muted again. I think every time we take you off the screen, it automatically mute you.
No, I think I'm okay. Am I?
Yeah, you're on now. Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, with Tyson, we're all well versed in food. I know that.
Yeah.
The three of us. But as far as the positions at Tyson, you could easily stump one of us. I can guarantee it. And I had that. So like you said, Dave, I had that same issue with Spectrum Brands and things like that. So this is a really good way to kind of clear up some of that haziness that folks might have, because that haziness is going to be there. This is such a cool opportunity, man. How many opportunities do you get to sit and listen to this, get all this information, and then be able to interact with the people at the same time as well? And you can do it, like we said, confidentially. What a great idea, man.
The other cool thing about this is you're actually meeting a lot of the people who will make some of those hiring decisions, or at least through the interview process. So you're actually seeing us talk with these people. So whenever you get an email or a phone call from these people, you know who they are. We've already had a conversation with them. Now, the thing about Tyson, I know, here's what I know most about Tyson in there. It's cold in a lot of places in there.
And they've got the world's greatest grill, is what I know about Tyson. They make killer hamburgers.
That grill that they've got. Could you imagine taking that to one of the competitions or what? That would be wow.
Oh man.
Don't they call that the Beast or something? Or
we'll have to.
If they don't, we're going to.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah. Funny thing is like she's in the wings right now waiting to come on and talk about Tyson Foods, and she's like, guys, I should be able to talk about this stuff. Why are you talking about me? I'm not even here. Giving it, and the only reason why is because we're running a little bit early with some of the previous interviews that we did, so we're just kind of filling just a few minutes just to try to get us back on track of our schedule, so we make sure that all of our employers are in here on pretty much on time. So it'll be about 2 more minutes or so. We'll bring Stacy up and talk about Tyson Foods, but we want to remind people to ask questions, right, Zach? You and Killian and Alan are kind of in the background. working on that, watching the comments as they come up, and you're ready to bring them on screen if people have questions about certain things.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
for instance, I know we're about to talk to Stacy, and so that's why I put that up there. Do you have a question for Stacy at Tyson Foods? Ask away. So, like you said, Dave. I mean, this is just a great opportunity for you to be able to post a question or a comment and ask those questions that you may not be able to actually ask at a typical job fair, because you're just trying to get in, get out, see if anything piques your interest.
This is cool too, because this kind of takes some of the anxiety of the process of going in to apply for a job out too, because you do get an introduction to the person you'll most likely be interviewing with. So it's not like you're going in completely cold. What kind of person am I going to deal with? What do I need? You're finding out who you're dealing with before you go in. Gives you kind of that's a nice little cheat almost,
And here's another thing too, Killian, is my daddy taught me for job interviews to dress for success.
Yes.
And if you are unable to dress for success, similar to me, because I'm wearing shorts and a shirt right now, you don't have to dress for success in this virtual job fair because we can't see you. We know you're watching this. So that's fantastic. But if once you get an actual job interview with say maybe Tyson Foods, you probably do want to dress for success because it just shows that you actually want a new job.
Yeah, my dad used to say, I don't care if you're applying for the janitor's job or the CEO, wear a suit.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have. I guess that's just kind of the thing.
Yeah.
But this is a cool way too to find out whether you have to. Again, things you don't always know when you go into an interview like this. The person you're interviewing with could have a very casual, vibe like Big Dave does when he interviews, or maybe someone who wants to see you come in dialed in and in a suit and ready to go. So this is a good way to get an introduction to the folks that you're going to talk to.
So Zach, you think you're about ready? You rested up for your next interview?
Yeah. Hey, real quick, talking about dressing for success, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you hired me a long time ago, I wore slacks, a dress shirt, and a tie, and you told me straight up I was way overdressed for that job.
You weren't the only one.
He told me the same thing.
Yep. Although I will say that I appreciated both of you doing it.
But you did. You did. I
I
appreciate you doing that.
I appreciate you doing it, but that'll be the last time, unless we have some special event somewhere. That'll be the last.
Yeah, that's what he told me. He told me this will be the last time I ever see you in a suit, I hope.
All right. Well, let's get ready here and bring up our friends from Tyson here in just a second. So let me bring up our stuff.
And once again, we want to thank everybody for joining us today. It is our first ever virtual job fair. Yeah, it's cool to be able to do this on our websites and also our Facebook pages and YouTube channels. And remember, if you have a question for any of the employers that are joining us today, be sure to drop that in the comments, and we'll screen them and get them to the person that we are talking to. I'm so excited when I saw the schedule that I was going to be able to talk to Tyson Foods. I was really, really excited because, as you can tell, I like a lot of food. And so when I think of Tyson Foods, I think of the food and all the great work that they do and a lot of the community work that they do here in the Grayson County area. So I'm really excited to bring on, we have Stacy joining us today from Tyson Foods. Stacy, how are you? All right, Stacy, it looks like we think you are muted.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go. Good morning, Zach. How are you?
I'm fantastic, Stacy. You doing all right this morning?
I am doing fine.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Stacy is just, a lot of us here in the area know a lot about Tyson Foods, but if somebody's watching this and they're not familiar with what y'all do, kind of give a little overview of exactly what Tyson is all about.
Okay, well, first of all, there's probably a lot of people that don't know our Tyson does not do chicken. We have beef, pork, and ground beef departments here. That's what we produce. We've been here 15 years in January. We have about 1,760 employees here in this building and are looking to grow a little bit. We've actually added a couple of new lines and some new positions. Some of the positions that we're hiring for are general production, maintenance, load picker, and forklift. Those are going to be positions that are in our warehouse. All of our positions start off at $16 an hour and grow from there. We have an excellent benefits package. I don't know if you can see our website there, but all of our positions are on the TysonFoodsCareers.com, and that includes our professional positions too.
Awesome. Now, Stacy, what's your job title over at Tyson?
My job title is the employment manager.
All right. So some of our folks may be talking to you here.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so.
Oh, that is fantastic. All right. So I know you kind of touched on it just a little bit, but talk about the history of Tyson for just a bit. How long has Tyson been in the area?
And we've been here almost 15 years in January.
Okay. So I thought it was about 15, 20 years. And some folks may not know exactly where you're located in Sherman, just on the southern part of Sherman, right off Highway 75. But you said, how many employees do you have?
We have 1,760 right now and are looking to grow that a little bit.
So is that all full-time? Is that part-time? Is that seasonal? I doubt that's seasonal, but I mean, you probably got a little bit of everything.
Right now, all of our positions that we have posted are full-time. In the summertime, we do hire some college students, and we have a couple of teachers that work for us. So we do have some seasonal employees that come back and work for us in the summer.
Awesome. Now, if you have a question for Stacy with Tyson Foods, don't be shy. Post in the comments on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube channel, and we'll throw those up on the screen for Stacy to answer for you. So I do have a question, Stacy, because I know in radio we pretty much have a set schedule during the week every single day because of our show times and what we do after we're off the air. But I know y'all may have some different shift times. Is that kind of just like a shift A and a shift B, or is that different with each job?
Well, it's a little bit different. For the general production, it's A shift and B shift. We have a company that comes in and sanitizes at night, so we don't have a production third shift. Those positions that I talked about earlier, the load picker, and they're going to show up on the website as a load picker. That could be load pickers or forklift start. They're going to be warehouse positions. There's several different scheduling options there. Our loadout department, they work all compressed shifts because they're 24 hours a day. So they work 3 12-hour shifts and 1 6-hour shift a week. So it's pretty cool. You're basically off half the year. I actually worked back there in the warehouse before I came up here to HR. So we pretty much have a shift that would accommodate whatever you're looking for.
So you said there's a shift where you basically work half of a year?
Yeah, those are our warehouse. The ones that are going to be posted on the website as a load picker. You work, for example, you work 3 12. So you'd work, one of our shifts is you work Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 6 at night, 6 in the morning, 6 to midnight on Wednesday. So you leave Wednesday at midnight. You don't return to work until 6:30 Sunday night. So you get your 40 hours, you get your in 3.5 days. So
yeah, and I guess it's just based off of whatever folks like to do and what their life schedule is, if they're interested in something like that.
Well, the way it works for us, when we contact you regarding your application, be that general production or a warehouse or maintenance position, we're going to give you a choice of the shifts and departments that we have available. So
awesome. That's great. Now, do you only have positions available in the warehouse, or do you have maybe some office or clerical positions?
Aside from that, we actually are looking for an accountant right now. So if you have a bachelor's degree, they're looking for someone that has a degree directly related to that field. 1 year experience, Excel, computer skills, then we'd love to encourage you to apply and talk to you.
So it probably wouldn't fit me because I barely graduated high school. Is that what you're saying, Stacy?
Well, it probably wouldn't fit me. Hey, but I'm not a numbers person. I'm more of an HR person. But we would love if someone out there is looking to submit their resume and to apply for that, we'd love to talk to them. We're also looking for maintenance personnel. And we have some things to offer that are a little bit different. I know there's a lot of industry. Everybody's always looking for maintenance guys, but girls, but we do have a state-of-the-art training program here that will actually help you advance your knowledge and your skills while you're here, and your pay increases as you increase those levels.
Oh, that's fantastic. This is, of course, Stacy, as you can see, from Tyson Foods. So, Stacy, one thing that I always know about Tyson Foods is they're all about the community. They're always involved in all these community events. They're always donating things. They're always donating their time. I know Tyson is always a big player in our annual food drive. And what does that mean to you and the employees there at Tyson to know that you have a company that is all like giving back to the community that these potential employees are from?
Well, this whole company Tyson is like a family, and all of our team members are part of that family. So we try to encourage all of our team members and give them opportunity to participate in those events. And it's nice to work for a company that you're just proud to work for. Sometimes that doesn't come so easy nowadays. And I haven't been here since the plant opened, but I've been here for 13 years. And I started in one of those general production positions. And if you come out here and you meet most of our managers will tell you that. Most of them started out in general production or a warehouse position and worked their way up.
And it's cool to see passion from your employees like that, where they love a place so much. They're very similar to you, Stacy, where you start out in a certain department and then you don't go anywhere else. And the reason why you don't go anywhere else is because the company takes care of you, and you continue to be able to progress yourself through the company.
Yes, and a lot of our team members have taken advantage. We have an amazing tuition reimbursement program that we encourage our team members to take advantage of. Well, I tell you, we're celebrating a lot of 15-year anniversaries right now, and that makes me proud as well.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I know you touched on it just a little bit. Let's talk about some of the perks and benefits, just generally, with what Tyson Foods is offering with some of your available positions.
Well, one thing that I love about Tyson is that we actually have a benefits counselor here on site, because sometimes, even for people like me that have been in HR for a long time, those are difficult waters to navigate. But we have medical, dental, vision, life insurance, paid holidays, vacation, the tuition reimbursement that I mentioned. And I'm going to touch on that again because I've never worked somewhere where it's so easy. You can come to myself or one of the other HR managers here, tell them, that you're wanting to go to school. You go out to Grayson or you sign up for your classes. When you bring us then you turn in your grade report and that money goes right back to you. So,
wow.
So it's pretty amazing. There's not a lot of red tape to get through. We have 401k stock purchase plans with a company match. We have, and there's many other benefits you can sign up for, life insurance, prepaid legal, hospital indemnity. The list goes on of the benefits. Tyson being such a large company, we have 141,000 team members, I believe it is, worldwide. So there are a lot of benefits that go along with that, in car insurance discounts and things like that. And we keep all that information here available to our team members.
Stacy, do you have a lot of high school graduates that come out there and they get a job at Tyson and they immediately want to do the tuition pay thing regarding college?
We do have several team members that take advantage of that. Now, one of the stipulations is that you have to be here a year to take advantage of that. But yes, we have several. We have several team members straight out of high school, to people like myself that decide to go to school at a later stage in life.
Yeah. Stacy, let's talk about some additional requirements for applicants. Is there anything that is just a must when they're applying on the website?
Yes, I mean, I would like to remind everyone that when you complete your application, be sure that you complete all the tasks that are on that candidate homepage. Because you have to complete all those tasks to be considered for employment. And I've actually tried to kind of go through it myself just to see. And there's some little like you think that you've completed the application and there may be one or two tasks you didn't complete. So I just want to encourage everybody to make sure you complete your application. And you should receive an email once you've completed all those tasks to let you know that we have received your application. Okay.
So that's a big key. If they don't get an email, then it didn't go through.
Correct.
Okay.
And once they go in and they create their account and everything, they can keep an eye on that. They can even set up to receive a notification whenever we post something new.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just be able to log back into their account and all their stuff will be there. So once they set that account up, it's very simple to reapply.
By the way, Stacey, we may have some folks right now that are watching this that may know somebody that's looking for a job, and they may go, hey, that person would be perfect for Tyson. So please send this link, this Facebook link, YouTube channel link, our website link. Be sure to share that with your family member or your friend, because we just want to make sure that all of our loyal listeners are getting these jobs, because there are jobs available, like Stacy has been talking with regarding Tyson Foods. Stacy, if you don't mind, I don't know if you can see our screen or not, but if you can kind of maybe walk us step by step through the applying process on your website.
Okay, well, it's if you like go down to general production and go ahead and click on there, and then you're going to click on apply. All the information that you need, it's going to give you some basic background information about the company. It's going to tell you what that position is. Now, general production could be anywhere on our production lines. Okay. You're going to choose your department. You're going to choose your shift. And then I always like to tell everyone, after your 90-day probationary period, that's when you would be eligible to bid to other jobs, other shifts. But we're going to do our best to make sure that you get placed somewhere that's suitable to what you want to do and suitable to your needs.
It's fantastic. All right. So what's the website?
It's TysonFoodsCareers.com.
TysonFoodsCareers.com.
And you're going to find everything there, from our general production postings to our professional postings.
Awesome.
So if you click on apply, I think it'll go ahead and let you choose a location. Well, once you've set up your account and you go in there, you'll see over to the side, you can just click on Texas, and you can click on Sherman, and it'll pull up every job that we have, like I said, from general production to professional.
Oh, this is fantastic. All right. So Stacy, one more time, what was the website for Tyson Foods?
It's TysonFoodsCareers.com.
Okay. And Stacy, is there a particular job right now that you're like, okay, we really need some folks to apply for this job? We're really needing some folks in this area.
Well, we are hiring in all three of those areas right now. I mean, we need maintenance, like I said, positions at our warehouse, our material handling area, and general production. And we will be filling those positions as soon as possible.
Okay. So if they apply today, they may get a call very, very quickly.
They may get a call this afternoon.
There you go. That's what I like to hear, Stacy, for sure. All right. So, of course, we have all the information up on our websites, madrock1025.com, 931kmkt.com, and 975klak.com. But if you do have a question for Stacy, hey, don't be shy. Go ahead and post that in the comments, and we'll throw it up on the screen and have Stacy be able to answer it for you. Stacy, is there anything else that you would like to go over regarding the careers at Tyson Foods?
Nope. I hope to see a lot of you very soon.
Now, Stacy, I do need to ask a question. So you were, because I'm very interested. So is there a reason why y'all don't do chicken at the Sherman location?
No, this facility is actually what they call a case ready facility. So we process beef, pork, and ground beef. It's almost just more of a packaging facility. The product leaves here and goes straight to the grocery store. So we're putting it in a styrofoam tray, putting it in the box, and sending it straight to the store.
So talk about the leadership at Tyson. Talk about the atmosphere there. I know that's very, very important. I mean, I know you and I both know that the folks there are fantastic because we're around them a lot. But to somebody that's not familiar with Tyson, what's the work atmosphere there?
Well, like I said, we're like a family, and I've never worked anywhere that cares so much about your health and your safety and your well-being. That we have mentoring programs in place that they will honestly help you achieve whatever your goals are.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Well, Stacy, did we cover everything talking about Tyson Foods today?
I believe we covered everything.
All right. So one more time, Stacy, what's the website?
It is TysonFoodsCareers.com.
TysonFoodsCareers.com. All right, Stacy, thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, like she said, TysonFoodsCareers.com is the website. But luckily for you, we also have this up on our website as well. So that way you can check it out. But, Tyson Foods, we've done a lot of community events with those folks over there, and they are absolutely fantastic. And the cool thing, and Stacy, I know you're still on with us. I know y'all encourage a lot of your employees to go volunteer their time to help out nonprofit organizations. And I just think that's awesome.
Yes, we do. And we also have it set up for our team members if they want to make charitable donations. There's a program where Tyson will match that. And it's not just monetary donations, it's donations of your time.
Yeah, I know that last year at our food drive, we had a lot of folks from Tyson that came out there, and they were putting canned food items into those bins and making sure that our friends over at the Salvation Army, that we had their food pantry stocked. And so it was just fantastic. And you can just tell that folks that work over at Tyson, they just have a lot of fun. And like you said, it's a family atmosphere for sure. Now, I know we alluded to it a little bit ago before we started talking to you officially, Stacy, but you got to tell, how much do you know about this big grill that we're talking about?
Hey, I was going to tell you that at the beginning. It's Grillzilla.
Grillzilla. See, I knew we were close. I'm sorry. Grillzilla. And y'all take that thing around everywhere, don't you?
We take it everywhere. We take it to local events. It's been disaster relief. It's been a little bit of everywhere.
It's fantastic, and I think y'all got it like out front to where when people walk in, they can see Grillzilla. I knew it was a cool name like that, Stacy. I just couldn't remember exactly what it was. But Stacy, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you'd like to apply with Tyson Foods, if there was something that Stacy was talking about, of course you can go to TysonFoods.com/careers, TysonFoods.com/careers, and that will get you where you need to go, so that way you can look at all the positions that they have available. Of course, we have all the information about our first ever virtual job fair presented by Texoma Medical Center. That's up on our websites, 975klak.com. You also have madrock1025.com and 931kmkt.com. And you'll see that Tyson's name is highlighted, and you can just click on their name, and that will send you to their website to be able to check out all the careers. So we do want to thank Stacy for joining us today on our virtual job fair. And like we've been talking about this entire time, folks, share away on Facebook, share links with your family and friends, YouTube links, our website links, and say, hey, I know that you're looking for a job. I know you don't have a job right now. But here's a job fair, and you don't have to go anywhere. You just watch it on your phone, watch it on your laptop, watch it on your computer, and you can check out all these fantastic employers that are looking for fantastic employees like you. So once again, we do want to thank Tyson Foods for joining us. TysonFoods.com/careers. All right, coming up, we have another great business that's going to be joining us. We are going to have Killian is going to be telling us all about about RPM Staffing Professionals. We have Valerie, who is going to be joining us here in just a little bit, but we'll be back here in just a second.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It's our 2020 North Texas, Southern Oklahoma job fair going on virtually right now. This is the best way to do it this day and age, the new normal. We've covered a lot so far this morning. If you are in need of a job, there is so many available in the area, and we have so many great folks coming on this morning to show you what they have to offer. I'm Killian from Mad Rock from The Rock Show, and thank you once again, like I said, for joining us. This live stream is not only available live to you right now, but will also be available to watch again later on our YouTube, Facebook, and station websites too. So just keep in mind, if you happen to miss something today, then you'll get it all later on once this is posted. I'd want to welcome Valerie from RPM Staffing Professionals. Valerie just joined us. How are you this morning, Valerie?
I'm great. How are you, Killian?
I am fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you're busy, so I'm going to try not to take a bunch of your time, but I think this is a pretty important deal, right?
Yes, sir, it is. I think it's very impressive. We're excited to be part of it.
Well, we thank you for being a part of it too, and you're a huge part of it. For anybody that doesn't know, can you tell us a little bit about RPM Staffing Professionals? Kind of give us maybe a little history behind the company?
Absolutely. RPM Staffing was started in the Paris, Texas area over 20 years ago. And it was started as another company called HPI. And now it's, in the last just few years, it's become RPM Staffing. We are a staffing company who staffs for light manufacturing to heavy warehouse, office. Anybody who needs help, we can help them find the employees. And the cool thing about RPM is we don't just throw bodies. We make sure that it's a great fit for both the company and the employee.
So you're actually digging deeper into folks' skill set to find out exactly what positions are going to be best suited for them.
Absolutely. We do computer testing. We have hands-on, like dexterity type testing. We do video interviews that we can give to our client to actually look at the to see the client or the temps before they decide that that's who they want to try out.
That's an excellent idea. That's something that's new in general, right? To any industry.
Oh, absolutely. I think with everything going virtual due to COVID and everything else, that we were ahead of the game in that aspect of the video interviewing. It really helps out, especially if you have somebody that's trying to hire somebody that maybe is looking for a job in Denison, but the corporate office is in Dallas.
Yeah.
We have that ability.
And that's great. Like right now, like you said, this is the new normal, and you guys are kind of creating a pathway that didn't exist before. What do you have available right now? Yeah, I know, God, that's kind of a broad question because I know you have so much available, but can you give us a pretty good overview of what you have?
Yep, we have. So in the Denison Sherman area, we have production associates, we have machine operators, we have an administrative assistant position. Then in our bottom area, we have an insurance customer service rep position, assembler's position, a brake press operator position, material handlers, painters. And then in our drain office, we have processing and packing. We have material handlers. They have an auto mechanic position. They have an order picker position.
Goodness.
Yes. And they're actually just starting to recruit for some light industrial production manufacturing positions over there as well.
So basically you have something like, we can start, say, with production associates. You have something for the inexperienced person coming in, working the production line, and then you have everything right up to, auto mechanics and things like that. The production assistant, what kind of experience are you looking for?
So you're right. We do offer everything from very little to no experience all the way up to supervisor management positions. Most of our positions, they like 6 months of experience in a warehouse environment. Mm-hmm. However, with the right background and the right attitude, we can get most everybody a good place and a good fit.
And with things like auto mechanics and people that have specialized training, you're basically going to find what you feel is the best candidates and let them decide. Is that how that works?
Yes, we can do it multiple ways, but yes, we do all the pre-screening, all the background checks, all the drug screens, all of that stuff, and then we can submit over our top 3, and then the client can actually determine which one they want to go with, or if they want to do interviews, or we can pick and just send them to work as well. We do offer, if you came into my office today, I could put you to work tomorrow.
That's what I was going to ask.
We do have that ability as well. Yes.
That's because I think that's really important to a lot of folks that are watching right now. Can I apply, get working, and get started right now? Because we said earlier, unfortunately, the bills don't stop coming, and folks have to work.
Absolutely, you could come to any of our offices, Bonham, Durant, or Sherman today, and there's a good chance I could have you at a job tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's miraculous in itself. And what kind of benefits are we talking about? What kind of perks are we talking about when it comes to RPM Staffing Professionals?
So RPM offers, it's no cost to come in and register for us to find you a job. There's no fee to the temp or the employee. They offer medical, dental. We offer paid time off. We offer, I think, just like an above and beyond customer service. Like, we're always there. If they need us, if they're having a hard time at work or something's going on, one of the girls will always be there to take care of them and really help them out.
It's kind of like having an additional resource as an employee, correct? I
Absolutely.
mean, you have your job you're working for, but then you always have you in the staffing office to kind of fall back on as your support system too.
Right. Absolutely. We are there as their support system, and we want them to be successful as well. I mean, everybody wants them to be successful, from the client to the candidate to us. We all have a vested interest in their success. And that's why it's so important to make sure you get the right people with the right companies.
Now, who is your, I know there's not a typical applicant, but someone who is looking for a permanent position, or do you have more folks that are looking for, just a temporary job, or does it just vary?
It just varies. We offer everything from part-time, full-time, temporary, full-time, temporary employees to temp to hire. We have quite a few temp to hire positions where you work for me for a certain amount of time. And if you're doing good, they'll hire you on full-time, and then you get that company's benefits as well.
Outstanding. Okay, now there is something I have to ask you about. Tell me about mobile recruitment.
Absolutely. As you can tell, it doesn't really look like I'm sitting in an office.
I was going to ask that. Are you in a bus? Oh, that's awesome.
I'm at 2300 Morton Street today in the bus till 2:00. It is a very large, beautiful RV that is equipped with computers so that you can register right now with us. I can do an interview and we can have you to work as soon as possible. Our bus does travel around. We get him in the Sherman area about once a week. So if you see him, honk, wave. It's a great tool to have.
Wow, that is a great concept. So instead of them coming to you, you are going to them.
Absolutely.
That is fantastic. And where are you at right now, you said?
I'm at 2300 Morton Street, right in front of Legend Martial Arts.
Outstanding. So if you would like to apply with our friends with Valerie right now, you can just go visit her and she can do it right there. That's an incredible situation where you can bring the job to them. RPM Staffing Professionals is who I'm talking to right now. And I wanted to ask you one more time also, can you kind of give us a look at what you've got currently available right now and what folks need to do in order to get started? Can you walk me through the process of applying?
Absolutely. So we have production associates, machine operators, administrative assistant, brake press operator positions, auto mechanic positions, material handlers, order picker and packing positions. And to apply, you can go to rpmstaffing.net. You can come see me on the bus at 2300 Morton Street in Denison till 2 p.m. Or you can go to any of our locations in Sherman at 506 East Taylor, in Bonham at 422 North Center Street, or our Durant location at 3008 University Boulevard in Durant.
Outstanding. And look for that mobile recruitment center, you guys. And that's a great way to go about doing this. Now, do you advertise where the mobile recruitment center is going to be? Is there someplace folks can find out where you will be?
Absolutely. On our Facebook page, RPM Staffing Professionals. We have a Facebook page. We post on there every day where Mr. Eddie and the bus will be, so that everybody can come out and see him and get a job.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Is there anything else you would like to add? Anything that we have not talked about? Anything at all you want to tell folks about RPM Staffing Professionals?
I think the biggest thing is just we're a different type of temp agency. So if you've been to the other temp agencies and you're discouraged or can't find that good fit, give RPM a chance. Like, come see us. We will get it done for you and we'll make everybody successful.
That's a beautiful thing. And that's what everyone's looking for right now. Thank you so much, Valerie, for joining us today. I appreciate it. And thank you all for joining us for our 2020 virtual job fair, North Texas, Southern Oklahoma virtual job fair. Valerie, this is the only way to do it now. So this is the way we are doing it. And you guys, I appreciate everything. You if you have questions for any of our companies here today, just feel free to ask in the comments, and you can ask as we're doing the interviews. Anybody you have a question for, anything you need to know, no question that we can't get answered or answer ourselves. So just go ahead and shoot us a question if you need to. And thank you very much for joining us. Like I said, you can find these interviews later on YouTube and our Facebook channel and on our websites as well. So if you missed something today, you will have the opportunity to come back and watch it once again. Up next, Alan Fremont from 97.5 KLAK is going to talk to the folks from Collin County. And that's up next on our 2020 Virtual Job Fair, brought to you by Texoma Medical Center. If, again, you have any questions for any of our guests, feel free to ask. And thank you very, very much for joining us. We'll be right back.
So we're having a good time during our, it's hard to believe it's already afternoon. We started this thing at 10 o'clock and we're almost 2.5 hours in here talking to some fantastic employers across North Texas and Southern Oklahoma. I'm going to catch Zach as he's trying to eat something. Bring Alan, bring Killian back in here. So
it's a cough drop that you gave me this morning.
Okay. Yeah. Like this morning we were all talking. It's like, we're going to be doing a lot of talking today, even though we're like taking turns. We're not used to talking quite this much, and maybe our voice will start going out. So I handed him a few of the cough drops I brought up here just to be safe. You got to take, when you have this kind of job, you have to take care of your voice. And, some of these other jobs require other kind of skills. Ours, for whatever reason, we get paid to talk. Imagine that. That's an awesome thing to do. But we've had a lot of fun. I mean, we've talked to a lot of folks. I mean, we're talking several hundred different jobs already that we've talked about. Just an amazing amount. I mean, I can go back and recap. Now, of course, all this information, as we've said, if you just go to any of our websites, 931kmkt.com, 975klak.com, or madrock1025.com, you can scroll where it's talking about the virtual job fair and then actually find the links. And it's the same on all three stations. Websites, and you can click on any of them to find out more about the jobs that we already talked about. So all of these lists of jobs that we brought up, from our friends there at Texoma Medical Center, those current positions, to our friends there at Spectrum Brands that we talked to earlier, down to Temps of McKinney. They had some positions available. And then, of course, we're talking to Royal Case Company. Then we had Tyson Foods up there. And then we just talked to RPM staffing professionals there. So, I mean, look at all those jobs. I mean, just all kinds of jobs available. And here in a minute, we're going to talk, or at least Alan's going to talk to our friends at Collin County. And, I think you pretty much everybody would agree that the benefits of working for a county or government are fantastic. And I'm sure that Emily from Collin County will share all that information with us here in just a few minutes. But Killian, you got a chance to talk to RPM. And whenever we were on break, I ran in there real fast to tell you, you got to ask them about their mobile unit, because it is amazing. And they had it last year at our job fair that we did actually up in Denison. They had it sitting out right out front, and it's like just a big RV, just a big giant bus of stuff. And I can bring that picture up there. You see it there at the bottom where it's talking about our job fair today. Yeah, it's just a gigantic bus, and it's so pretty. So I can see why.
I loved it when you said Eddie in the bus. I was like, is that a band?
But they do it all. It's like that. When we were in our job fair, we weren't even in the. They weren't even, I mean, they did have a setting inside, but they were also sending people outside to go do the interviews and stuff. So it was really cool.
That's the greatest, man. What a great idea. Yeah. And why have we never thought of that before?
Who knew? You staffing, you go where people are. Isn't that what we're always screaming? We need to be where the people are. And they took that.
Yeah. And what a great bunch of people too. We have had an incredible group of people in today too. And the number of jobs, the sheer number of jobs, we're seeing that 50 number in some of these places have 50 positions open.
Yeah. Wow. That was crazy. Like general production, 50 different general production positions, 10 positions, 6 of the load picker and forklift positions.
See, and I was just interested in the fact that, they have different shifts because I don't know about y'all. Some folks may like to do the whole 5 days a week, work 8 hours. Some folks just like to do, you know what? I'll work 12 hours for 3 days and have the rest of the week off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if that's more your style, then boom, got that for you too.
Can we do that too? Can we just do a 12-hour shift 3 days and then not work the rest of the week?
I don't know, boss man. You tell me.
I don't think they'll let us do that.
I don't think they will.
I might go give me a side job as a die clicker. I mean, just out there.
Yeah, so the positions they were talking about, the order pickers and stuff. I think I do that through the drive-through, don't I? I just kind of pick and take orders.
Yes. I don't think that's the same order picker.
I don't think it is either.
I think that's different.
That's what I love about some of these things, and I know that even Emily at Collin County, she'll have the same kind of stuff. When we bring up some of the jobs there, it's like we have questions about what these actually mean. And again, some people may be turned off by it just because they don't understand what something means, and so they're afraid to apply for it, even though it kind of has a description on most of the websites. It's interesting. They just kind of skip through it. They never actually click on it to see what kind of job it is.
Yeah.
Yep. So we want to clear that stuff up. Now, we've had some good questions throughout the day. Zach, how are we doing on that? You keep posting that up there, I noticed.
Yeah. We've had some great questions, and we're still looking for more questions. So if you have a question for anybody, like you said, we're going to talk to Emily here in just a moment. If you have a question for Emily, hey, be sure to drop that in the comments on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll show it on the screen, and we'll have Emily answer it for everyone.
Awesome. So, Alan, you about ready? You ready to talk to Emily? I'm sure Emily's ready to be doing this thing.
Yeah.
I think she's asleep.
I see her. See, again, we can see her and nobody else can. When I said that, and she got a big smile on her face.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready?
I think so. So let's get prepared for our next one up. Give me just a second.
Oh, okay. Well, this thing rolls along right here. The virtual job fair, all brought to you by our friends at Texoma Medical Center. Man, this day is flying by. We're getting so educated today during this. This is our very first virtual job fair. Hey, it's Alan Fremont. And, huge thanks to all you guys tuning in today, or actually viewing in today. And, the job fair will continue, by the way. I mean, as far as looking at it, you can go back and check it back out at YouTube, Facebook, and all of our station websites, just in case you can't join us right now at this moment. But, we are continuing right now. Let's bring in Emily from Collin County. Emily, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Collin County government. Boy, you guys got so much going on over there, don't you?
Yes, sir. We do.
Very, very cool. So what do you do over there?
So I do, I'm in human resources. I'm a human resources analyst and special recruiting, and I work closely with the sheriff's office.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. And you guys have got all kinds of job opportunities going on at the Collin County government, don't you?
Yes, sir. So currently on our website, we have 31 job postings available just at this moment, and those are updated regularly throughout the day as positions come available and as new ones are added.
Very cool. So how long have you been with the county? I guess, do we say the county? How long have you been with the county, Emily?
Yeah, we just found here. I've been with the county just a year and a half.
Okay.
So, but I'm loving it. I'm new to the area, so loving this North Texas area.
Well, may I ask where you're from?
Yes, sir.
Where are you from, Emily?
Kansas. Came here from Kansas.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's say hello to Dorothy and Toto and the rest of the gang there.
Go Jayhawks.
Yes, they're all there.
Are you a Jayhawks fan, or you are a
Jayhawks?
Jayhawks? Okay.
I don't even have to say the other one.
Okay, I just asked you. They're playing this weekend too, by the way. You probably already know that. So, but yeah. So Emily, so let's talk about all the different careers that you've got going on at. Can we break them down? Like temporary pool. What does that mean?
Yes, sir. So the temporary pool, that one is a really great way to get your foot in the door. And what that is, it's a 40-hour assignment. So it's a full-time assignment. It's typically going to be Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and typically a clerical type of job. I say typically because it can vary, but it's really a great way to get your foot in the door. Happens is, position will come available, or there will be a special assignment that comes up, and so a department will request a temporary staff to be placed. And so if you're in that temporary pool, we'll reach out to you and say, hey, we got a position, are you interested in working that one? So it's really a good way to get your foot in the door, see if you like it, and get your name out there. It speaks more about yourself and your work ethic, getting your foot actually out there.
That's the way to go. Start with the temporary pool. What about the detention officer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Detention officer. We are, of course, that one's a 24/7 job. So we're hiring for that around the clock. So they start out at around $40,001 right now. And we're actively hiring for them over at the Collin County Jail here in McKinney. And then let's see, I'll say one other thing, temporary pool. I was thinking about that one. I'm sorry here.
You're fine. You're totally fine.
Oh, right there. They wanted me to make sure to know we're pushing the elections and the tax assignments right now. So for temporary pool, if you're interested in elections, tax assignments, those are the big ones we're pushing right now. A few others, I know you had a couple listed on there, but we really run the gamut. It takes all types to run a county. So we have everything from lawyers, we have groundskeepers, we have road and bridge, of course, law enforcement, we have deputies. It takes all types to really run the county. So.
Very, very cool. Emily. Hey, Emily. We're live streaming this obviously on Facebook and YouTube and all of our other websites. So, quick question before we go any further: are you watching this on? Did you have your Facebook pulled up? Are you watching this on Facebook as well?
I'm not.
YouTube? Okay. Just double. No, we're just trying. I was just trying to figure out some sort of a delay. Make sure that you're still able to hear me and everything. We're good. We're good. Okay. So
I'm sorry about that.
Well, you are totally fine. So let's say one is looking for a job. How does one get started? Is there go to the website and maybe resume, background checks? How does all that work?
Do all of our hiring through the website. So all applications, there's no paper applications anymore. It's just all done through our Collin County website. You see a picture of that there. And typically the easiest way to get there is you just go to collincountytx.gov. There's a little link that says employment there. And so you'll click on that employment link and it takes you to this page you're seeing right here. You click that apply now button, and then it's going to take you to a page that's going to allow you to log in, and that view job, that's it. And so then you can see our full listing. Like I said, 31 positions offered right now. And you can kind of sort. You'll see over there on that left-hand side, you can sort by city. So you see McKinney, Plano, Frisco right now is offering positions. And then you can sort by department or even job family. If you scroll down a little more, you can see, the different types of jobs. So if you have a specific focus, you can definitely zero in on that.
Very, very nice. In fact, I'm looking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'd say the great thing too about our website, actually government, it's very transparent. A lot of times I know when I was job searching, you go to the private sector sites and it really doesn't tell you a lot. And like you guys were talking about, it can be confusing. You don't really know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know if it's worth your time even, because you don't know if that fits in your budget. But as you scroll down these, it has the starting salary right there at the bottom of every position. Each job lists the duties that would be expected of you, the requirements expected, if there was going to be a typing test required, a driver's license, a certain type of degree. That's all apparent and clear, crystal clear on the job posting for each position.
I tell you what, I was looking at your site earlier. You guys have some amazing benefits and perks. It is just, of course, it's government, which is wonderful. Can we talk about the benefits alone? They're wonderful.
Yes, sir. So, like you said, I mean, we have some awesome benefits. It's kind of the golden egg of getting to work for the government. So, you know, we have a free employee health clinic. So anyone who's an employee or a dependent by on insurance, they do have access to that free employee health clinic. There's also a 2-to-1 retirement match by Collin County. So for every $1 that we put in towards our retirement, Collin County puts in 2. So that's a real investment into your future right there. You do contribute 7% of your gross pay each month to your account, and then 7% interest is earned annually. And then, like I said, you get that 2-to-1 match. You stick with us 8 years, you get to walk away with that 2-to-1 match. So a serious investment in your future right there. We also have tuition reimbursement program. Your courses relate to the job that you're doing here. That's an option available. I'm trying to think. Oh, several of our benefits are covered at no cost to employees. So we've got basic life, short-term disability, long-term disability, and long-term care after 8 years of service. That's all covered at no charge to the employee, all covered by Collin County, as well as a large chunk of the medical benefits. So when I first started, I was thinking, okay, I think these prices, and it seemed reasonable to me. I think these prices the per check amount, but actually you'll find it's the monthly amount for the insurance premium. So those are all listed as well. As you see on that page, that benefits page, scroll to the very bottom of this page and you can see our 2020 premium rates right there. And like I said, the rates that you'll see, yes, sir, keep on going to the bottom. The rate you'll see there is going to be the monthly rates, not per paycheck. So that top one, click here, exactly. And that'll take you to our rates there per month.
That is amazing rates, Emily. That is good stuff right there. So you've been in Collin County for 1.5 years, did you say? You love it, don't you? You love it?
I'm sorry?
You love it, right?
I love it. It's good for me. My family's covered on this, so you know.
That's right. So,
it's good
Emily,
stuff. Good coverage too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So Emily, so applicants that are out there, any additional requirements needed? I mean, anything. So what does the guy need or the lady need to bring in, to get the ball rolling? Obviously, a driver's license, things like that.
Right. I'd say first step is just going to that website, putting in your online application. You'll make that careers profile, and you want to make sure you have a good email address and a good phone number, because that's how we'll be reaching out to you going forward. And then most positions, it'll let you know, like I said, transparent. So it'll let you know if they want to have a resume on there. Most of them don't even require a resume. They want all that information listed out on your application. And so the best tip I could give job seekers is just to make sure that you're completely filling out that application with the information requested. So you want to leave anything impartial. If it's asking you for something, make sure you input all that information.
So does Collin County move pretty quick when it comes to job hiring and things like that? I mean, is it a slower process? Is it like medium of the road process? How does that work?
Yeah, so I'd say it kind of depends, because we're interesting in that human resources actually doesn't do the hiring. Okay. Each department does their own hiring. And so it's kind of specific to each department, and they're able to pick candidates that meet their needs appropriately than a centralized human resources. So each one's kind of dependent on what they need at the moment. And some of them, like detention officer, they've got that one streamlined. They need people 24/7, like I said. So some of those processes work a lot quicker.
Yeah, I would think so on some of that. So can we recap some of the available jobs again, the temporary pool? Can you kind of break us down again one more time what that means and kind of go through each one?
Yes, sir. So temporary pool, that one's going to be a 40-hour a week, a full-time assignment. And it's typically, they range from like 30 to 60 days per assignment. And then you would just get assigned to a typically clerical, typically 8 to 5 type of position. And It's just a really great way to get your foot in the door, get your name known, and then you can continue to apply for other jobs, other Collin County jobs, while you're in that temporary pool. So no restrictions there. Detention officer, those are our jailers. They're working at the jail over here in McKinney. They do start out at $40,001 currently. Maintenance technician, like I said, I do work closely with the sheriff's office, so I have a little more information on them. So I can tell you a couple more at the sheriff's right. It's criminal justice information specialists. Those people are going to be a little more on the data entry side. And they also have a security guard position available over at the courthouse. So a little different, a few different things going on at the sheriff's office. And then maintenance technician, information technology, multiple clerk and administrative positions, like it says. And like I said, those positions, they're really going to be described better on the website. And if you have questions beyond what our website lists, they are welcome to go to Collin County TX, click on departments, and then I think it says directory, sorry. Click on directory, and then it has a listing of every single department on there with a contact number. So if you are interested in a job and it's still not explaining it quite right for you, you would just give that department a call and they can definitely help you out. People are also welcome to call our main human resources line for assistance with applications, and they can reach that one at 972-548-4606. There we've got groundskeepers, we've got buyers, we've got an adolescent counselor, assistant purchasing agent, criminal justice information specialist, felony prosecutor, foreman, functional analysts, and lots more. So again, we just kind of run the gamut. If you're not sure, just give us a call.
Very cool. And I love that you guys are very transparent about everything. So you know what you know what the salaries are going to be. You get the benefits, and I love that you find out the 401ks. You learn all about the insurance, which is very important, right, for families in this day and age. So yeah, Emily, it's pretty cool stuff. CollinCountyTX.gov, and you guys have got plenty of job openings available. And I think if you're wanting to maybe get into the government, get into county, start at the pool, right?
Yes, sir. Start at the pool. If you're needing something right now, start with that temporary pool. It's a really great way to get that foot in the door. And I'd say another thing that just kind of goes without saying, but working with the government and working with the county, especially Collin County, just really great job security. And that's what people need right now. They need that stability. They need that security. And Collin County's that's during this very trying year. We've been very fortunate in that there have been no layoffs, no furloughs. We've been able to keep our jobs. There's been no hiring freezes. We've been hiring all through it. And pretty much that's because we're paid by tax dollars. So we don't have anyone that's not essential. Everyone that works for Collin County makes sure that Collin County runs, the way it needs to. So no non-essentials, you get a job here and you can feel secure.
Well, Emily, welcome to Texas. We'll make a Cowboy fan out of you before you. Well, maybe not the Cowboys anymore. I'm not really sure about that, but that's another whole new show. But I was actually on a jury. I think it was 3 years ago. So I was there. I was at the courthouse for 3 weeks solid. And I tell you what, you're talking about a great group of people, very nice, and very respectful people. And the Collin County. Collin County government. So it's a great place if you want to make a difference in the community, and also too, obviously, great place to work, especially in times like this.
Exactly. Yes, sir. It's a great way to start out a very meaningful career. You can start out really anywhere within the county, transfer where you want to be eventually, and you just, you can do your whole career here at the county.
Emily, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to add to this interview?
I think we covered it. I appreciate your time.
I will. Again, thank you so much for joining us on this is our very first virtual job fair, by the way. It's all because of this whole COVID thing. So thank you for being part of this, right? So again, thank you, Emily.
It's awesome.
I appreciate you. Thank you. So yes, stop by, if you're interested in maybe something, in the county, the government, CollinCountyTX.gov. And it's all brought to you by our job fair is brought to you by Texoma Medical Center. Now, if you happen to not see what's going on right now, joining us live, it will be available on our YouTube, Facebook, station websites. And which is really cool too, is if you want to go maybe check some of the stuff out and be in the virtual hallway, as they say, maybe looking at some of these different jobs. Hey, welcome to it. And coming up next, speaking of our sponsor, Texoma Medical Center, and Big Dave will be speaking with them. We'll be right back.
So we are very, very close to the end here, but before we end, I'm going to bring all of the guys back up here, and then we'll talk again with our friends at Texoma Medical Center. And we've had an opportunity to talk, I mean, so many different kinds of jobs. We started off talking mostly about nursing. Now we'll get the second half of the jobs from Texoma Medical Center here in a few minutes. But so we've done nursing jobs, we've done manufacturing jobs with Spectrum Brands, we've done temp to full-time at Temps of McKinney. We've done more manufacturing type jobs at Royal Case Company, food processing at Tyson Foods, RPM staffing professionals, which, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just go and apply with them just so you could get inside the bus. I'm just saying. I mean, just so you could, yeah, just so you could see it. And then Collin County, of course, talking about those benefits when you're talking about the government work. And I know my grandfather, before he passed away, worked for city government for a long time. So I know he really enjoyed the benefits that he got working that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, now we get to go.
That as she said, what did she call it? The golden apple?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, people forget sometimes about that. That 2 for 1 matching after what was it, 7 years, 8 years? I mean, that's pretty impressive. I got to say,
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll be talking with Texoma Medical Center about some of the non-nursing jobs that we didn't talk to Wendy about earlier this morning. So that'll be fun here in just a few minutes. So what do you think, guys? I mean, we're talking about which of these jobs are appealing to you. I'm just curious.
Why?
I want to be the bus driver for RPM.
Oh, the bus driver? Yes.
Sorry, Eddie.
Now, Dave, are you saying we need to start looking for a job? Is that what you're getting at?
No, I'm just. You don't really think, I mean, we've been doing what we do for so long. I mean, you don't even think about all of the other hundreds of jobs that are out there. But I mean, there's a lot of jobs. I mean, if you want to work in North Texas or Southern Oklahoma, there are jobs of it. You can't say I can't find a job because
it's not a matter of finding them. The sheer number of them is kind of mind-boggling, honestly. Right. So it's not a matter of them being out there.
And so we brought all these employers together to talk about all these kinds of jobs. So frankly, I'm just saying that our listeners have no excuse.
Well, and I'm not just saying this because I know they're in the green room and we got Texoma Medical Center listening, but you know, just the exciting things right there at 691 and Highway 75 between Sherman and Denison and all the growth. You can just see the expansion process. And I just remember when they were adding on to their ER facilities and now it's just like it's brand spanking new. And it's so exciting, especially in that area of the growth and especially for our friends at TMC.
And I'm glad we're able to come together in this virtual setting to be able to show people the types of jobs and things that are out there. Because as we've talked about numerous times already, making the joke of people are uncomfortable going to a job. But I think, you know, it's very valid in manufacturing work. But I have a feeling that like in the medical industry, it's probably the same way. You go to a job fair and you work for a medical place. And then you got a bunch of other medical places. So your current employer sees you applying for another job at one of these job fairs. It can be a little confusing. So doing this from the comfort of your own home, finding out about the jobs that are available, and then you can covertly apply online or whatever process you have to do through this. So,
it's like guerrilla job hunting, we call it.
That's exactly what it is. And I think, as Alan's mentioned a couple of times, this is our first ever virtual job fair. I've had a lot of fun talking to these folks.
Yeah, me too.
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, right. Learning a lot if I ever get fired from here. So, where I can go get a job the next day if I need to.
We're learning a lot about what we're going to need to do when our job fair crashes.
Yeah. Hey, but that was pretty cool. What Emily was talking about as far as Collin County goes during all this whole COVID and all that, and everyone is kind of secure in their positions because it's a taxpayer thing, which is good.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep. That's a good thing.
And again, before we get started with Texoma Medical Center, I just want to remind people that we've got this up on so not only will you be able to watch this again, or at least go, kind of skip through for it if you want to see a specific interview from a specific employer, but you can also see all of the information that we've talked about here. So for example, Texoma Medical Center, we're about to talk to them again. But if you click on that on any of our websites at 975klak.com or 931KMKT or madrock1025.com, you'll see that direct link. So you can go to our websites, get that direct link of where you go to apply for the jobs at Texoma Medical Center or any of the employers we've talked to, as well as a screenshot of the things that you've seen up here on the screen talking about the current positions available. So as I mentioned, Texoma Medical Center, we've already talked about nursing, and now we're going to talk to some other folks about some of these other jobs that are available there. So Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, a lot of information, and we wanted to make sure that we provided more information on our website as a resource as you go through your job hunting experience.
Outstanding.
Greatness.
Well, I think the ladies from Texoma Medical Center are probably ready to get on the screen with us. What do you think?
They look ready.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get ready. Say goodbye to most of you, and we'll be back up here in just a second.
Goodbye to most of you.
All right, so here we are, the final interview of our first ever live virtual job fair. Again, we want to thank our friends from Texoma Medical Center for being our presenting sponsor of today's event. We're going to bring up our friends there, and I'm going to bring each one of them up here one at a time. Rochelle, and see, now here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid I'm going to screw up the names, so I'm going to let you introduce yourselves because I don't want to do that to you.
Well, you did mine right. Mine's Rochelle Reed. Maudie, are you there?
Can she hear us? I'm not sure she can hear us. Maybe she'll join in here a second. I don't think she has her audio going. So Rochelle, looks like it'll be up to us for now.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the, we talked earlier to your cohort there at Texoma Medical Center, mostly about the nursing jobs and some about the company itself. And so you're on here today to talk a little bit about some of the other jobs that are non-nursing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm going to bring this up on screen here. So we talked about the nursing. So let's talk about some of these other ones that are up here.
Okay. Well, I had a list that I made. Me and
Please.
Maudie Ann, we're going to share the time here. So I'll just go with my list first.
Okay.
What I have going right now is our unit assistant position, which is basically like a nurse aide position on our floors.
Okay.
We have them on all floors, our med-surg areas, our cardiac unit, or ortho, trauma, surgical units. And those right now are offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus. So if you're experienced nurse aide, you can come in and get a $2,000 sign-on bonus.
Do you have a certain amount of experience you need to be able
At least a year.
At least a year. Okay. Good to know. All right.
And we do require a 2-year commitment with that.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Also, right now, our doctor's offices next door in our Texoma care clinics are in need of medical assistance with phlebotomy skills. And
that's blood, right?
I'm sorry?
That's blood skills, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
That's
So remember,
right.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate, the layman here of asking questions about stuff. Now, obviously, people who have experience doing this know what we're talking about, but for those of the rest of us, I'm like, that's blood, right? I think I've overheard that.
It's Halloween.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think on Grey's Anatomy, my wife watches. I think I've heard that used before. So.
Right. Exactly. We also have admissions representatives that are here in our hospital in the main lobby, as well as in our emergency department. And also we have a need for admissions in our freestanding ER over in the town center.
Right. Now, you guys have several actual freestanding ER locations. You have one in Sherman. You have one in Anna.
That's correct.
Is there another one that was, or is it those are the only two?
That's just the only two right now.
The only two. Okay. Awesome. Okay. What else do you have on your list?
Also, we have home health services. We've had one in the Sherman-Denison area for a while. We've recently opened up a home health in Bonham and Durant. So we are looking for folks to go to those areas, especially right now, occupational therapy and physical therapy.
Okay. What else you got?
And then I also have on my list radiology. So rad techs and CT techs for CAT scans and that type of thing. We have a need for those in several different areas.
All right, so I think somebody went in there and helped out your partner in crime there.
There she is.
Excellent. All right, we can hear you. Welcome. Can you pronounce your name for? I don't want to mess up your name.
Maudie Ann.
Maudie Ann. All right. Well, welcome. So,
Thank you.
are you talking about the same things that Rochelle is, or are you talking about different stuff?
Well, we have a few other positions. I'm not quite sure what all she told you about, but we do have some of our top areas that we recruit for that are under my realm, and some of those are the respiratory therapist, and we do have a pretty healthy sign-on bonus for those positions, as well as several in our laboratory, specifically around the phlebotomist area. And then our behavioral health center, we're looking at those mental health techs as well. We're in need of those. And then we have some temporary positions for our door screeners we're not sure how long those last. So that's why they are considered temporary, but we're in need of those as well.
So we talked to one of your colleagues earlier this morning, and she was talking about she kind of focuses around nursing. So do each of you in the HR there at Texoma Medical Center sort of focus on specific areas of hiring, or do you kind of work in all departments?
We do have specific assignments for departments. Rochelle does areas, and then I have other areas. Wendy is our nursing recruiter, so she does all of our RN nursing staffing.
Yeah, and there were a bunch. We were on the website, and you probably see there on your screen, we've got that up, and we'll talk about some of the ones that you have as well here in just a few minutes. So, Rochelle, did you have more on your list that we didn't cover a second ago?
No, I ran through my list.
Okay. So can you talk a little bit there about some of the, we talked about the $2,000 sign-on bonus for one of the ones you were talking about, the aid. So what other kinds, and I'm assuming that's sort of if I recall, my stepmother was a nurse for a long time, and I remember when she got a new job, she would get recruiting bonuses. So that was something that was common. So that's still a common practice a lot of times in some of these medical fields, those sign-on bonuses?
It is, and a lot of our hard to fill positions especially.
And with that comes, as you mentioned, probably the specific experience requirement or certification requirements, and you said some type of commitment, 1, 2 years, something like that. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the benefits that are available by working at Texoma Medical Center.
Well, of course, we have health insurance, great health insurance. We have people from the Dallas area who come to work here specifically for our benefits because they are so affordable and they're so good. We have 401k, really just all the bells and whistles as far as benefits go.
So, Maudie, what do you think? Why would somebody want to work for Texoma Medical Center? If somebody called you up, I'm not sure why they would, but if they called you up and said, "I'm thinking about working there," why would I want to work with you? What would you say?
It's a good area. It's family oriented. We work for the best of the best. That's what we try to hire for. And like Rochelle said, we have a lot of perks with our benefits, our PTO, and you start accruing your PTO on your first date of hire. And so there's just a lot of perks that go along with utilizing our hospital for your family.
So what about your stories? How long have you worked for Texoma Medical Center? And either one.
I've been here for 12 years.
12 years, wow.
I worked for a local temporary staffing agency before that and came over here and love it here, and we'll stay here till I retire, I hope.
Now, did you start out in HR or did you kind of move through?
I did.
Yeah. And what about you, Maudie?
I've been here, be 10 years in March.
Wow. Okay.
And so I've always been in this area, worked for the hospital way back in 79, left for a little while, came back. So I started out in what was IPM, which has since been converted, but I transferred over to human resources about 3 years ago. It's one of the best decisions I've made.
Now, I got a comment about the lights went out on you there, Rochelle. Is that one of those automatic lights that if you don't move after a while?
It is. I didn't want to wave my arms like a crazy person.
That's fine. If you need to stand up and turn the lights back on, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Usually if you move around a little bit, they'll come on. It's just my nap time. It's telling you it's time for me to take my nap.
Boy, I wish I could do that. Have the lights go out when it's time. Nap time. That's like going back to kindergarten again.
That's right.
So what about additional requirements for people who are applying? I mean, obviously, if you're doing specific medical jobs, you have to have those certifications. You have to have those types of training. So, I mean, walk us through the process. And again, as I've talked about throughout the day, this website you see up here, I have on another screen that's over. So when I start looking this way, that's why, because I'm looking at the screen over here. So you go to this website, which you can see down there at the bottom there, the jobs. You can click on the link that we have up on our websites. So that brings you to, now you can also go to the TexomaMedicalCenter.net website.
Right.
Click on careers and it goes to this site. So you go here. So now you want to see all the openings that you have. So once you go here, what do you do? Do you like type in the location?
You can search several different ways. You can search by the job name or by part-time, full-time, that type of thing, just kind of depending on what you're looking for. Or you could just scroll through the whole list and see what all we have to offer.
Oh, and there are a bunch. So
Yeah.
let's talk about one of the categories for either one of you. Do you have, for an example, for the jobs up here? Do you have like a directors or executives or any of these?
No, not for those. And I'm not wearing my glasses, so I really can't. I can't
You could
see what
actually,
you're showing.
if you wanted to go to some of the laboratory areas, or even the behavioral health, any of those that you're
All right, so
clicking
I'll click
through.
on lab here. So this is
So like on the phlebotomist.
Oh, there's the blood people.
So you would just click on that, and any of our positions, if you click on that link for that position, it's going to tell you exactly what's required for that position, whether it needs a certification, national, state. It's going to give you the specific requirements for those positions. That way it gives you an idea to know if you're eligible to even apply, or if it's something that you're even interested in.
Yeah, and like this job here, I mean, again, the medical field is so diverse. I mean, I never would have even thought about it being a job, driver, a lab courier, or somebody that drives samples and things to different places. Who knew that was a job?
Exactly. Some of our samples, have to be taken to Dallas labs. So, it could be a full day of just driving and picking up and dropping off with all of our locations.
So once somebody goes here to the website, they find, let's say I want to be a driver or the lab courier. So I click on that and it says apply now. So then it takes you to the next step here, where you enter an email, and then you just go through the process, filling out information, providing all the information, scanning documents, uploading resumes, that sort of thing.
That's correct.
Awesome. So what have we not covered so far? We covered a lot of this morning, but I want to make sure that everybody who's watching now also gets an opportunity to see some of this stuff. So you go on here to the website, you look at all of that, but it also has information about Texoma Medical Center in general, because I know that you've got different locations, as we were talking about before. You growing like crazy. I mean, you can't. And obviously, with some of those sign-on bonuses, you have a desperate need for some of those positions to have some of those people come in and apply. So what would you say if I asked you right now, like the most important job that's on your particular list that you needed to fill, what would that be?
On my list, it would probably be our respiratory therapist, especially during the pandemic.
Right.
They're in high need, and so our sign-on bonus is driven to try to attract those applicants and bring them on board for our facility.
What about you, Rochelle? Anything on your list?
The directors I work with would say all of them.
Right. That's correct.
And they are. I would say right now my most urgent need is with our unit assistants on the floor. They are so important to help out the nurses and all the different things that they have to do with patients. They do a lot of patient care, take care of them a lot. And like Maudian said, during this pandemic, it's especially stressful on everyone, but they do need all hands that they can get. And so I would say that my unit assistants are the most important right now.
Awesome. Well, what have we not talked about yet? Anything on your notes that we haven't talked about?
I don't believe so.
Talking about that. Of course, you can go to the website there. You just click on the TexomaMedicalCenter.net and you click on the careers, and it'll take you to this. And you'll get lost in here, because I know this morning, whenever I was first up getting started, I just kind of dug in a little bit, just looking at some of the jobs, and I'm like, I don't even know what any of this means, but there are a lot of jobs open. So, I mean, as we've been talking about through the entire day, there are a lot of jobs available. It doesn't matter what you're looking for. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have a certification to work in the medical industry. And that's something that people always forget, is that you can do that. You can still help people. You can still work with people, but you don't have to stick the needle in their arm. You don't have to, do that kind of stuff. There's so many different options and positions that are available. Like I said, driver, lab, courier. Who even knew that was a thing until we just looked that up a little while. So anything else about your company, about Texoma Medical Center, you want to talk about?
I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Awesome.
From
Well,
this morning on.
Right. I appreciate both of you taking some time today to get on here with us. I know you were kind of bookending that with your colleague earlier this morning. So we've had a lot of fun doing this. But again, thank you so much for being on here with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and also thank you for being our sponsor of our first ever virtual job fair. So again, if you want more information about any of the jobs that we've talked about for Texoma Medical Center, you can go there and you can click on that link there, the uhsinc.com and Texoma Medical Center. You can do that. It's been a lot of fun. And of course, if you want to go back and you want to view any of the different interviews that we've done, if you want to view any of the lists of jobs, you just need to go to our websites there, 931kmkt.com, 975klak.com. You can go to madrock1025.com as well. We've got all of those things listed there, so you can click on each of the individual different employers that we've talked to, and then you can join us in watching this and finding maybe a new job. So let's bring everybody up here. I've got Zach and Alan. So wow, that's a pretty good time we've had today, wouldn't you say?
That's pretty good stuff, man. That's a lot of really good information.
Yeah, it was. Loved it.
Lots of great jobs. Things that I never even knew was a thing that you could get paid for.
And the sheer number of them, the sheer number of available jobs in our area especially for, kind of as small as our area is, to have the number of jobs available. This is encouraging.
Hey, you know what I've learned? I learned that if you want to work, there's work out there.
That's very true.
There is no excuse at this point. Seriously, you see all these different kinds of jobs. It's like, maybe you don't have any experience in medical, but you can do some manufacturing. I mean, if you want to work, there are jobs. If you don't want to work full time, guess what? Tons of part-time positions, temporary jobs out there. We learned that from our friends there at Temps of McKinney and RPM staffing professionals, full-time, part-time, seasonal, just so many different jobs.
And the government jobs. Fantastic too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What have we not talked about? Anything we haven't covered? I mean, we want to thank Texoma Medical Center. We want to thank Spectrum Brands, Royal Case Company, Temps of McKinney, Tyson Foods, RPM Staffing Professionals, and Collin County, the county, as Alan was calling it.
The entire county.
Like, how do you say that? It's like,
I don't know.
Do you work at the county? I was having problems when I was writing this stuff. Is it you work at the county? Do you work with the county? Do you work for the county? I don't know.
For the county.
You work for the county. Yeah.
For the county.
I would like to thank the internet for making this possible.
Somehow we managed to get through this whole thing without any major hiccups. That's incredible.
At least noticeable ones.
Yeah, exactly. My computer didn't die. That was my biggest confusion. That was my biggest concern during this thing, that it was gonna say, yeah, we've had enough.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I've been stressing the entire time is, if you know somebody that, possibly they're struggling to find a job, definitely send them this link to the YouTube channel, to our websites, and help them out. Because there's some folks that are looking for work right now. You may know somebody that may be miserable at their current job, and they just talk about it and they complain all the time. And you're like, you know what? There was a job fair today that Katy Country, KLAK, and Mad Rock did. And here's the link for it. Why don't you go watch it and see if you could go somewhere else? So, but yeah, it's like you said, Alan, the technology is just incredible. I never thought 15 years ago you'd be able to do something like that. And look, it's 2020 now. We can do it.
I guess if COVID had to happen, there was maybe no, I don't want to say no better time in history, because that sounds ghoulish, but if it had to happen, the age of the internet was the time for it to happen, I guess.
Yeah. One of the other bonuses of doing it like this is that, when we usually have our in-person job fair, we typically have, 1 or 2 minutes that we can talk to these folks about the job. And so it's very limited. In this case, we were able to dig down deep and, talk about some of the requirements of each of the jobs that they had posted. And I think hopefully that'll be helpful for our viewers here that are looking for jobs, or know somebody that is, because maybe we mentioned one of the random jobs that, hey, I know somebody that has experience doing that. They're looking for a job, and now they know about it.
And we now know what a die clicker does.
We do. Yes. And I know my grandmother is not going to be working as the experienced.
No.
Yeah.
Though, as she said, I'm sure she's a nice lady.
She's been sitting around for 35 years. It's time she gets some does something. I mean, come on.
That was pretty funny. That was funny. She goes, that's okay, but thank you. But is she pretty quick?
Yeah, that's
quick. You can talk to her. She's pretty fast.
Right. Well, guys, what do you say we call this? We put the fork in this job fair, virtual job fair.
Yeah, and by the way, I took Rochelle's advice and I turned the lights off here in the studio just because I think that's a great idea.
Because you're about to take a nap.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
If you are, but if you are looking for your next job or whatever you're looking for, we wish you luck in your next journey. So.
Yeah. And we've put together this resource to hopefully help you get there. And if you do end up applying at one of these companies and you get a job, please let us know. Come back and let us know on Facebook or send us an email. We'd love to know who gets a job from this job fair. That would be great. Give us that shiny, happy feeling we get inside.
All right, I will see you boys in the virtual coffee house.
All right.
Deal. Thanks, guys.